And you're good to go, Mr. Itodo.
Okay. Mr. Chair. Okay. Okay. Now, at this point in time, I want to welcome all distinguished personalities in the House, our members, our partners, and our invited guests. Okay, you are highly welcome. So without wasting much of our time, today is a very wonderful day, and today's program is a very, very unique event. So we are going to start the program by presenting our welcoming speech. And this speech is going to be presented by no other person than the chairperson of the United Pan-Africanist Movement, Mr. Umbago. So hand over to you, sir.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. And I want to tell you that it's been a wonderful and interesting year, 2021. And in that regards, I want to welcome you all Upam members in today's meeting. Today is the end of year meeting. So I want to also recognize the presence of our partners, the Association of Social Media Professionals. Welcome. And All African Student Union, United States of Africa, Alibaba Cloud Academy, and most importantly, I want to welcome His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Francis Chisala. I want to acknowledge all the support from all UPAM members, friends, partners who have supported us this far. It is because of you and your selflessness that we have achieved a lot of things this year. And while we have also faced a lot of challenges, there have been good times and bad times, but most importantly, we've always overcome the bad times, which has also made us stronger and forging ahead. Africa is our problem, and I also want to make sure that we know that we have to be the one to fix it. So we call on all Africans descendants to be part of a solution and not a problem. The 2021 has been more difficult than 2020 as the world struggled with COVID-19, while in Africa, on the other hand, we struggle with additional crises like coup d'etat in Mali, Guinea-Conakry, Sudan, while Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Cameroon, Somalia, Mozambique, South Africa, Ethiopia continue to suffer from internal wars. UPAM envisioned to promote security, stability, peace, and justice, and to also create a Pan-African federation where all African states unite and become economically self-sustainable. For that reason, we joined Ethiopia to say no more. No more to Western interference to African affairs, no more to hate, no more to conflicts within African countries, no more to tribalism. We call on Ethiopia and all African countries to unite and stand with the people of all African descent, support each other in solidarity and create a prosperous future for the African children. We want to use the opportunity to remember those who have gone ahead of us. Remember our late presidents, Pombe Magufuli of Tanzania, and all those who lost their lives through COVID-19 and other conflicts in Africa. May they continue to rest in peace until we meet again. As we moved into 2020, we hope to be better as UPAM and of course as African people. We will continue to bring in our people closer to each other in peace and to build a sustainable system that will create jobs, trading among each African countries, provide the right education, and most importantly, our 2020 global conference, where we all meet face to face in either Egypt or Rwanda. We plan on bringing about 5 million people in this conference where we all set the path for the African future. In 2020, we will continue with grassroots mobilization so that we can all reach our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, in all corners of the universe to come back home, to protect our motherland, and to create a wave of change while building an African dream. I invite everyone to fully participate in this meeting. Feel free to ask questions and to comment, and to also bring up ideas on how we can move together as African people. God bless you all, and thank you. Thank you very much for being here today. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Everything rise and fall on leadership, and people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So this is a very wonderful speech from our wonderful leader there. Once again, we're saying thank you very much. Now, at this point in time, second on list on the agenda, we are going to be having our welcoming speech from our invited partners. Now, from our invited partners, we're going to be having this brief speech from the leadership of each of these partners. Now, on our list here, we are going to start by inviting the leader of Association of Social Media Profession in person of Dr. Saheed to give us his welcome speech. Thank you very much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, friends. Thanks, Ben, and other partners that those who are here today. And we are very happy to see all the people, those who are on the common page and looking for the betterment of the community, society, and be trying to become a voice of the voiceless people. And congratulations to everyone, those who are standing at the time of crisis. So I welcome everybody on behalf of Association of Social Media Professionals, which is a global platform under flagship of Association of Community Research and Action. It's a parent organization based in India, but we have been covering across 21 countries of Africa since last 10 years. We have been active on human rights, promoting education, empowerment, livelihood, and many more. And we are thankful to Mr. Ben, who accepted our invitation, as well as our proposal to work together on the common cause, and it is very happy to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. So here we start. Why we are here? What we are going to do in next few months, or you say that in a year. So I personally believe that first step is to coming on one platform together, because there are many things, everybody is doing their own bit, everybody is trying to make a difference, everybody is trying to bring a change in the society, but it's not possible alone. And we have understood that everybody is putting their heart, but for a common cause, if we are together, we'll be more powerful, we'll be more effective, and we'll be more convincing. So that is the first goal should be, whether irrespective of our differences, our principle, our own agenda, personal agenda, if any cause is there, that we have to come together for that common cause. So this is all about that, what I feel and what I believe, and that's why we are joining here together without any agenda or something that or especially you can say that without any personal agenda, because African cause, that what we are seeing, especially in the many countries like Sudan, Ethiopia, or Uganda or DRC. So we are witnessing that why it is the turmoil. It is not created by their own citizen. It is created by outsiders to take benefit out of it. That when people are struggling and fighting each other, it means like they have the economic interest. They will try to intervene. They will try to be there and use that opportunity for their own benefit, to sell their weapons, to support other groups, to keep the differences all together. So that is something like a big political agenda that everybody understands, and we are lucky to think beyond the parameter that what other people on the ground, they are not able to understand, that why we are what they are thinking, why they are struggling. So here one thing very important to understand, all the things wherever it happens, it is happening due to lack of awareness and lack of education. That is first and foremost important thing, that if you are educated, if you are aware about the situation from inside and outside, definitely this is no third party can misuse, or no third party can push you to the crisis. That is one very important thing we have to understand. And we are awakened people, we are very alerted, we are very informed citizens. That's why we are together here thinking about the issues in a different countries. So this is our responsibility to take, and it may be very challenging. I know that what we are going to take it forward, it is not going to be easy task. This is a very uphill task. If you are committed, we can achieve it. If we are just thinking to take it as a small project or a small things, it will never happen, because in world everywhere the projects are happening, but there is no change. So that is what we have to think. And I just believe that what we are going to do, and UAPM, that it's already one word movement is there in that UAPM. If you talk about that, there is a African movement. They talk about the movement. I believe that this is the requirement, this is the time that when we need such movements, such missions to take it forward, to impact each and every the person of the bottom of the pyramid. And that is very important. Strategically we can achieve it. And I don't want to take much of time, because there are other partners as well. They can just take it forward. This was my own opinion and the view as a leader that who has been working in a different sector with the youths, with the different marginal groups. So I believe that we can go long way together and achieve the mission that what we are working for. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody. I am happy to hear from other partners as well.
Todd, are you there? All right, it looks like we lost him. Thank you very much there, Dr. Shahid. It's a pleasure having you here today and hearing from you. And that was a very great message to all of us. And now we're looking forward working together throughout 2020. We know that it's going to be a great year. At this moment, we're going to call on Ms. Kelly Rankin on behalf of Dan.
Thank you, Ben. I just would like to say good morning to everybody. I'd like to state that I do concur with the majority of the comments made by Dr. Shahid. I greatly appreciate those comments, and I look forward to working with you as well. I would like to thank Chair Mbago, and I never know if I say that correctly, because I'm still learning, Ben. So for inviting Diaspora African American Network to be a part of this partnership and moving Africa forward and our African descended people forward. Also, I just wanted to just give a brief history of Dan, because a lot of people might not know anything about Dan. So we started in August of 2020 with the vision of bridging the gap between the diaspora and Africa, and then creating partnerships and alliances that enrich the lives of African and African descended people. And that is what we are doing today. We are actually forming those partnerships and trying to move things forward in concert with each other. We also created Dan to create unity so that we can move in this world as one people. As you know, there's a lot of disunity across the globe amongst our people. And Dan's goal is to try to create a unifying force, a unifying voice. And we're hoping that our platform on Facebook is doing that. And then, of course, we want to learn about our differences and learn to respect them, because, we're not all the same. Even though we all are the same people, come from the same source, we do have our differences. So Dan's goal is to try to create some understanding and respect for those differences. Also, we're trying to wake up the consciousness by telling truths on our platform, giving historical facts, dispelling myths about Africa and African descended people that have been propagated by racists and oppressors. And then we're giving historical context to enlighten our people about their contributions to this world, and to also provide that information so the world can see it and know that it actually exists, because a lot of that information has been lost or it has been falsely portrayed in the media or not even spoken of. So part of Dan's goal is to do that. And if you go on our Facebook page, you'll see that is exactly what is happening. My own personal mission was to go into Africa, find some of the brightest people, and I've done that. I've chosen 7 directors from Africa to create leaders who can operate on a world stage. As we all know, racism towards our people and oppression of our people is not just an African or USA problem, it's a global problem. So together, you know, with these 7 people, I'm hoping that I am creating some people who can walk globally in this mission. And then as far as Upam is concerned, you know, I'm very optimistic about the commitment of this group here today. And I believe that there will be a concerted effort to move forward in unity. And Dan looks forward to being a part of that process.
Thank you very, very much, Ms. Kelly. And that was great. Nice to hear from you. And we're glad that you're here. And thank you very much for the great words and the great work Dan is doing within the continent and of course here in the diaspora as well. I really appreciate you for all the hard work you've been doing, and I'm glad that you're a partner and you're with us. At this moment, I know we don't have any, we don't have yet the representative from Alibaba Cloud, so we are going to move to United States of Africa by Mr. Kingsley Bazi.
Good day, my brothers and sisters, my great Pan-Africanists. I'm not very good with the names, but I'm greeting for this side. Sorry, I'm not too sound, but I just need to jump in and just be part of this meeting, because when Upam called, United African Platform is going to respond to it. Now, the United States of Africa Platform, it's all about unity, bringing all Africans to think as one, to see how possible we can erase a lot of the brainwashing from our youth, because we realize that if we as a person acknowledge that we failed, then we shouldn't let the next generation to fail. So it's our duty to preserve the next generation and to tell them the truth. So we are all about, the platform is all about unity. It's all about togetherness and moving on with the spirit of Ubuntu. And I say that is the same dream that the Upam and also the United States of Africa Platform has. And that is why we decided to be part of their movement and their ideology. So I am so grateful for what Upam is doing, and 24/7, you have our support. I'm grateful.
So there is one thing I did want to add for Kingsley. The United States of Africa and Diaspora African American Network, we do work lockstep with each other to get this work done. We are one. The Kingsley side, the United States of Africa side works more on the African side, whereas we work more on the diaspora side. However, we do meld them together, and we are in constant contact, and we are working to facilitate our mission and our goal of uniting our people.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kelly, and thank you very much, Mr. Bazi. It's a pleasure having you all today, and I'm glad that we have been on board since day one. So,
Je voudrais parler moi aussi.
okay.
Ok.
Allez-y alors.
Voilà. Il faut que les Africains. Bon, premièrement, je vous salue et merci de m'inscrire sur votre réunion. Pour le moment, il faut que les Africains se réveillent. Parce
vous
que
êtes votre nom, pardon.
Mansour Ila, je m'appelle Mansour Ila Makao, je suis nigérien.
Ok.
Ok, pour le moment, il faut que les Africains eux-mêmes se réveillent parce que trop c'est trop. Parce que de temps à autre, nous avons constaté réellement que ce sont des Blancs qui créent les terroristes qui tuent nos voisins et nos amis, ainsi de suite. Il faut que les Africains se réveillent. Il faut que les Africains se réveillent. Parce que nous avons constaté, même les secteurs éducatifs de notre pays qui ne va pas, ou bien de notre continent qui ne va pas, il est dit à certaines choses qu'on a inculquées de notre continent. Parce qu'on aura de temps à autre changement des programmes, ainsi de suite. Et on refuse même de l'autre côté, en ce qui concerne les secteurs sécuritaires, de recruter ceux qui sont aptes et ceux qui sont capables de défendre l'intérêt général de la population. De temps à autre, parfois, c'est des couloirs politiques, ainsi de suite. Mais réellement, ça ne va pas. Il faut que les Africains se réveillent eux-mêmes. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. I'm going to call on Mr. Luamba to translate that really quick. I mean, I can do it, but I want Mr. Luamba to do it better. Mr. Luamba, you here? Luamba, are you here? All right.
Yes, I'm there. Thank you for this opportunity. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to brief, to give a summary. The guest wanted to emphasize about Africans to take their destiny in their hands, striving for their future, because the Westerns are taking over on everything. So it's time for Africans to take their destiny in their hands, to strive for their future, for their prosperity, for their security, for everything better for them as Africans. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. One of the things you also mentioned is that it's time to wake up, for all Africans to wake up. So that's one thing that you really emphasize on. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur. All right, so we are going to move down to the next here. I'm going to share, I know I'm jumping in right now to fill for Mr. Itodo because it looks like we lost him having some network issues. So again, for those who just joined, I'm going to rush down to this agenda really quick for those who haven't seen it. So we started with a welcome speech, and then we are right now, having the partners give some, their own words of encouragement, and then we're going to be moving down to, the representative and executive annual reports, and that will be coordinated by Dr. Priscilla, and then we'll move down to appreciation and reward from to the Upam family. And Mr. Luamba, can you mute yourself, please? And also, we're going to be looking into the Upam vision for 2022. And of course, we're going to have a closing remark. So down here, our partners, we've already heard a word from Dr. Shahid. We missed, I think, Mr. Young, it looks like he's still joining from the Alibaba Cloud. And then we've already heard a word from Ms. Kelly from Dan, and we've heard from Mr. Bazi as well from United States of Africa. So, and I think also, I'm not sure, I haven't seen Mr. James Cody. I don't know if he's here. Mr. Alexis, let me know. But we haven't had, we'll be waiting to hear from them as well. Under the representative that will be giving our reports, we're gonna have Sierra Leone. Pretty much, I think Dr. Priscilla will elaborate that properly because she's got a list for that, but we're hearing from Kamara from Sierra Leone, Clement from Jamaica, Faustino from Malawi, George Tete from Ghana, George Olusambo from Tanzania, Hussein Damedash from Egypt. We're going to have Rafaro. You're going to change this from Johnson to Rafaro from Zimbabwe. And then we're going to be hearing from Joseph from South Sudan, Khalifa from Mali, Maurice Ondingo from the Democratic Republic of Congo. We're going to hear from Girard from Uganda, Tembe from South Africa, Naomi Suela from Botswana, Zayduk from Kenya, Oscar from Benin, Wakombo from Zambia, Sita from Guinea-Conakry, Vino from Namibia, Wafa from Sudan, and Awa from Cameroon. On the executive side, we're going to be hearing from Priska as the executive administrator. We're going to hear from Bless Mokonka as Secretary General. We're going to hear from Luamba as the speaker, Fatima as the treasurer, Abi as the Secretary of Legal Department, Mamadou from Foreign Affairs, Alexis from Education and Disability, Anthony from Security and Intelligence, Martin from Business, Enterprises and Innovations, MK from MK from Natural Resources, and Cecilia Garises from Human Resources, Joy Okorocha from the Finance Department, Damor from Communication, Vitombiko from Transport, Ayode from Department of Information Technology, Monday from Agriculture, Priscilla from Health, Afucham from Infrastructure, Titus from Women, Children and Youth, Asa from Department of Integrations. Also, we have Dr. Titus again will be coming for conflict resolution, and Mutani from Partners and Networking. All right, we'll jump right back into the program of the day. I don't know, Alexis, do we have anybody at the moment from any of our partners from the AASU or from Alibaba Cloud?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, we don't have them. They sent their apologies. They have an event which has been running for a week now, and they're still continuing. So they sent their apologies. So they're not here with us.
Okay, sounds good. Do we have, okay, we're gonna move down to the agenda here. So we're gonna have Dr. Priscilla takes over with the reports.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, let me just try to share my screen. I'm not very good at this, but let's see here. All right. Okay, so I know the chair has listed the names and representatives of the different countries that are going to be presenting today, and there was an email out stating the order in which this was going to be done. But I do apologize because I had it set in a different way based on those who had sent in their reports. So please do bear with me. I'm just going to go down the order for those who sent in their report, and then the others can join in. But I want to use this opportunity to thank everybody that put in their report, those that were not able to send it to me. But I also want to emphasize that at the end of the day, please do go ahead and forward your reports to me so we can have them all in one place, in one file. So at this moment, we want to start with the country representatives. And if the representative for Botswana is in the house, please go ahead and present your report. And that would be, let's see, Miss Naomi. Miss Naomi, are you in the house?
This year looks like it's having some very big network challenges. The time we hear her.
Okay. Yes. All right. I'll go ahead and just read what she sent out if she's not able to come on board. But do go ahead and And pause me, please, if you can come on, because we probably have a little bit more explanation to do than just what I'm going to read, the report that you sent out. All right, so the report from Botswana, presented by Naomi Sewela. I'm sorry if I mess up the names. So the executive board members, Naomi herself, Masego, some of those last names, I apologize again, I'm not able to pronounce them. So bear with me, I'm gonna go with the easy one. Either first name or a middle name, please. All right, so the next member on that list is Hendrik Paco. Next is Lesaso Fadi, Beatty, Muswe, is that how you say it? And Masake. All right, and on their report, it says all the members are active. As far as the achievement goes, it says we achieved to bear a registration process. So the intention is to get that going. For now, no projects have been achieved. Their challenges are mainly financial, and with COVID has set back a lot of face-to-face meetings. However, they intend to put together many plans for the next year. So we're looking forward to that. Now we go into the next country, and that will be Cameroon. If we have the representative from Cameroon, and then we're talking about our in the house, please, can you present your report?
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm not Annie Awa, the Upam country representative of Cameroon. Here's our report. For the executive board, we have myself, Naanmi Awa. Then as the vice representative, Mr. Attention Alius. Then we have Mr. Fontemia Celestine as the Secretary of Finance and Secretary of Sports. We have Mrs. Stella Mbala as the Secretary of Justice and Integrity. Then we also have Mr. Epa Gislaine as the Secretary of Conflict Resolution, Mr. Jack Wilson as the Secretary of Health, and Mr. Chu Emmanuel as the Secretary of Conflict Resolutions and Unity. We have 5 active members, even though on our main platform, there are a lot of people there, but they are not really participating during the meetings. And then for the achievements of the year, earlier this year, that's in January 2021, we carried out our first outdoor activity, which unfortunately was a condolence visit. Then within the year, we've held executive meetings where we the decisions that we're going to help us run the movement at the country level. That is with the registration fee and the registration fee tax for members and for the executives. Then one of the main things we focused on doing this year was in recruiting members. For our difficulties, that is our challenges. We had difficulties in registering the movement at the country level, and this limited her activities. Then also we had low participation of our members and the executives. Our goals that have been set for 2022 include finalization of our registration procedure, that is at the country level, the realization of a project, we are still to work on that, a shift in the activities of the movement from online to the field, because most of the time we hold our meetings online due to distance barrier. Then last of all, we recruiting more of our executive team, because I've seen some of our executive hold 2 positions due to limited membership. So we'd like to expand that in 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Auer, for that detailed report. We hope that the future perspective will actually be met, and we're looking forward to see how much is done in Cameroon. I know there's a lot of problems in Cameroon right now with the crisis, but we appreciate you guys taking the time out to work together and to get things going. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Our next report is going to come from Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. So the representative from DRC, please, if you are in, can you go ahead? That would be Mr. Maurice Odingo. Mr. Maurice Odingo,
Oui.
please. Hello, Mr. Maurice, can you go ahead and give your report?
Allez-y, con votre rapport.
Ok, merci. Bonjour à tous. Je dois être un peu bref parce que pour gagner un peu le temps et ma connexion est faible. Je présente l'Upam depuis sa création en 2020. Et à la même année, on a eu à implanter l'Upam ici en RDC. Il y a eu quelques progrès, il y a eu aussi des difficultés qu'on a eu à surmonter. Premièrement, nous avons réussi à implanter l'IPAM en RDC. Nous avons eu à sensibiliser les gens au niveau ici de la capitale et dans toutes les provinces. Nous avons eu à financer l'enregistrement avec le soutien du président de l'IPAM qui nous a envoyé l'argent pour enregistrer le mouvement. Mais nous sommes butés à un problème. Les gens qu'on a confiés au niveau du ministère jusqu'à présent, ils nous demandent d'être patients pour avoir les documents. C'était parmi les difficultés. Deuxièmement, nous avons un problème de bureau. Vous voyez, lorsque je suis passé à un bureau et une adresse pour être bien localisé. Alors, c'est un problème qui nous complique. Et aussi les documents en question, parce que pour exercer certaines activités, les autorités nous demandent d'avoir des documents. À part ça, il y a aussi un problème de financement. Vous voyez, à chaque fois, il y a qui travaillent plus en Afrique et vous allez voir, à la fin de la réunion, ils vous réclament de payer l'argent des taxis pour eux. Alors, parfois, ça handicape le fonctionnement. Il y a aussi un problème que j'ai constaté au niveau du conseil d'administration. Il n'y a pas une bonne politique électorale, une bonne communique présentant, vous voyez, des quantités où plus de ce qui étaient membres de chaque fin du mois était le moment. L'état des besoins, ce que nous devons réaliser nos rêves, j'ai énuméré, nous devons avoir premièrement un bureau, avoir une source de financement. Là, je parle de créer une activité qui nous amener quelque chose chaque fin du mois. Aussi, à terme de matériel informatique pour nous permettre de bien parce que nous connaissons participer. Deuxièmement, pour les femmes, il y a une structure spéciale pour les représentants et la mise en niveau c'est une formation pour tous les représentants. On ne peut pas de chaque pays. Le renforcement aussi des capacités des membres du conseil d'administration. Parce que je vois, il y a certains parmi nous qui ne connaissent pas la vision de l'IPAM. Il est là, il participe aux réunions, mais il ne connaît pas quelle est notre lead, qu'est-ce que nous voulons après chaque réunion. Je pense, je propose aussi la visite du président du BAM en 2022 en RDC pour vivre la réalité que le membre est essentiel de mon rapport que je pouvais vous donner. Je vous remercie.
All right. I apologize for the network. Wasn't that clear? Yeah.
Je pense, je termine. Okay.
Vous êtes en train de couper là, à Monsieur Maurice, donc on doit continuer. Go ahead.
Oui, ma connexion est faible. Oui. Oui, je pense que c'est tout. Je bien énuméré dans les documents. Vous allez continuer à lire. C'était l'essentiel que je voulais vous parler. Vu que ma connexion n'est pas bonne, on peut continuer.
OK, merci beaucoup.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Morris. Unfortunately, the network wasn't very clear, but we have his document here. It can be shared to others who are interested in reading it. So if you are, please reach out to the chair and we're going to share that with you. All right. Let's move to the next representative. It's from Jamaica. Representative from Jamaica, can you please share your report? And that will be Clement McDonald. Mr. McDonald, are you in the house? All right. Seems like we don't have him here, or maybe he's having some issues, but I'll just go ahead and read that. According to his report, there are 3 executive members and 10 active members. It says he added a representative he was added as a representative in June of 2021, so not too long ago. And since then, he has managed to add 17 new members and still trying to develop a base of dedicated members. So far, the challenges he has is to make time and to find dedicated people to organize a board to direct the operations of the Jamaican chapter. Nevertheless, they are beginning to understand the way forward, how to grow the membership, so they will be able to come around the corner for the future years to come. The future perspective from Jamaica, as a representative of this chapter, he intends to register the chapter of Upam and to do whatever is necessary to comply with the laws of Jamaica. It says, so they will be able to remove any doubts as to the legitimacy of the organization, enabling them to be able to obtain the necessary assistance and in the formation of good governance for this organization. All right, so that was from the representative from Jamaica. Now we're gonna move to the report from Sierra Leone. Report from Sierra Leone was, let's see.
Yeah,
It was done by Ahaji, and if you're in the house, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, everyone here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening. This is my report for this 2021 Upam Sierra Leone chapter. Actually, there are procedures we are taking in order Upam Sierra Leone to become a legitimate institution in Sierra Leone. The registration process is something that is very, very important. Just to complete the registration of Upam Sierra Leone chapter, it is still ongoing. We have to be completing it. The membership drives, we are still on the move. As an organization, we are still moving around in order other active members to join us, especially the universities, colleges, going around engaging people for them to see the need to be part and parcel of this organization. Within this year, we organize Corona Awareness Raising Campaign. Yes. which compose about 16 members of the United Pan-Africanist Movement within Freetown. We organize awareness raising campaigns, people to know the precautions about coronavirus. Yes, we completed that project successfully. The bus project, we are still on the research in order for us to develop a very comprehensive, fit for purpose project proposal that we are going to present on the executive board early this year, January. But for now, we are still on the move trying to develop that project proposal properly. Yeah. So far for the successes, even though there are so many challenges, so far so good. We made some successes. This is 2021. These are some of the successes. The registration of the organization as a non-governmental organization is still going, for the fact that the idea of Upam, it is already in existence in Sierra Leone. Yes, we are now well aware, majority of Sierra Leoneans, young people, old people, you know about the existence of Upam Sierra Leone. That alone is an achievement for us in Sierra Leone and the global executive body of Upam. It is an achievement for us. New members are joining the organization across the 16 districts. Yes, Sierra Leone comprises 16 districts. Can you hear me?
Okay, job, man. No,
Yeah, we
Mama,
can hear you.
job now.
Okay.
Time is
Please, it's noisy. Sierra Leone comprises of 16 districts. Yeah, we never limit ourselves within Freetown. As council representative, I'm working assiduously in order this institution or this organization to reach in all these levels to decentralizing it. We are on the move and we have already accomplished short other districts. It just remains now for it to become very, very more robust in other districts headquarters. The new members are joining the organization across the 16 districts. Yes, upon establishing the branch, decentralizing this organization in other district levels, district headquarters towns, new members now become very, very more active. Others have decided to join the organization, are very, very more proactive in propagating Upam ideology across the 16 districts. We have office space in Freetown. Since, let me say, about 2 years now, I have been working assiduously with other executive members. We, through our, we have been lobbying from other stakeholders. We have been fortunate to have office space in Freetown, right at the heart of the capital, number 89 4th Street. Here we have the office space. Yes, Upam has an office space. Frequent meetings with new members across the country. Yes, it is something very practical. All institutions, local, international organizations, in order for you to retain your members, it is good for you to keep on doing some meetings, people to know the essence or the importance of them be part of the organization. We have been doing it and proven to be very, very more robust and strong behind us. In order the ideology or idea of Upam, people to know it properly, we keep on engaging other executive members and other ordinary members across Sierra Leone. Yes, radio programs in Candia districts, educating people about the African culture. Yeah, it just happened, it's a coincidence. Though in June 16, it was a self-sponsored project. I was on radio, they interviewed me. There, discussed lengthily about the importance of people joining the United Pan-Africanist movements and the essence, the benefits people will derive when they decide to join to become members, active members of the United Pan-Africanist movements. There, I joined that campaign radio, discussing lengthily other important issues that will help immensely for the progress of UPAM Africa as a large. As a UPAM SL participation in June 16, yes, I have already explained about that. Yes, I was there in Gambia participating actively on June 16, the commemoration of the Day of the African Child's Day. I was there, part and parcel, very active. Yes. Some of the challenges that we have encountered, yeah, no regular staff to run the administrative activities of UPAM Sierra Leone chapter. It is obvious. It is something that is very endemic, not only in Sierra Leone for Sierra Leone chapter. It cuts across all other chapters. It cuts across all other chapters. That there is no other permanent staff in order to help to run the administrative processes of the United Pan-Africanist movement in Sierra Leone. And it is something that is very, very disturbing. Yes, at this stage now, let me say UPAM is almost 3 years old. It is high time now we try to put things together now in order for us to have permanent people, permanent staff that will help to run the activities of the United Pan-Africanist movement, Sierra Leone and other countries, etc. Here again, UPAM SL office not fully equipped. Yes, it's another thing here. The office here is not fully equipped. No computer, no other things or printer, even chair. Although yes, it's, let me say I have managed to, with other executive men, we have managed to have some chairs and table, a single table, and we have some chairs. Yes, in the office. That will help the office to look somehow a bit encouraging or a bit befitting for visitors, where we normally have some meetings, people to have somewhere to sit. Yes, but for as of now, as I'm speaking now, we have no computer, we have no other things, equipment that will help us to run the activities of the United Pan-Africanist movement, Sierra Leone chapter. Okay, UPAM SL registration is yet to be completed. This it has been coming very, very more alarming and very, very more challenging every day and then. This registration process in Sierra Leone here we have our own structure to follow for you to register a company or NGO or community-based organization. In this case, I believe UPAM, our intention to register UPAM as a non-governmental organization. There are separate things, other conditions which we're supposed to fulfill, like the financial obligation. Already, I have made that report several times to the global executive body. Yes, I have furnished them properly with the required information with regards to that. In connection with the money, the finances that we're supposed to have to register our organization in Sierra Leone. We have the comprehensive list now of members. We have the office space. It's already remains now, let me say, the money. The money also, as the chairman previously said, it's supposed to be in a win-win of 50-50 operation. That is, Sierra Leone supposed to provide 50%. Perhaps if I'm to quote him correctly, Sierra Leone to provide 50% of the money, and the global body also is supposed to provide 50% of that sum. Total 100% that will make us to complete the registration process in Sierra Leone. My argument was we have already provided our 50%, that the establishment of the office, and over the years we have been volunteering, doing the activity to have the comprehensive list and other things. UPAM to run here effectively, it is enough now. The global body to provide the resources now. The 50% for Sierra Leone, we have already provided it. Okay. Decentralization UPAM SL activities across the 60 people. Yes, not only to go out there and launch the organization and make it known to other people without doing some other activities that will keep on sensitizing people to pay more attention on the progress of UPAM, it will be very, very more problematic. That's why it is good as of now for us to embark on other implementation of small projects. Yes. For now, we don't have any. So it is a challenge for us in Sierra Leone. Council representative has no computer to complete boss projects. Yes. It's very, very.
Can you try to round up? You have to be less than 5 minutes.
Yes, sir, I'm trying to round up. Now, yeah, it is obvious that, as I told you earlier, we are poorly equipped. We don't have the required resources in order to accomplish our activities as of now. We don't have the computer to complete this bus project. The recommendations, the registration process to be completed, as we have already started it, to decentralize UPAM activities across the 16 districts of Sierra Leone, not only to go out there and launch the organization, but we have to decentralize other activities. Country representative to be fully equipped with working equipment, computer and other things. UPAM office to be fully equipped. Yes, this is no more a story. Very, very clear that our office needs to be equipped. UPAM SL to have quarterly projects that will encourage members to stay. Yes, quarterly, like every 3 months, for us to have small projects or big projects, it depends. The global executive to decide on this side. Regular staff to be recruited to run the office. Yes, I have already explained that. UPAM to start rolling out activities that will engage university students across the country. Yes, it is very, very obvious for us to keep on engaging university students, but it's supposed to be in a different approach by using other means, like that project that we are discussing about the Wi-Fi, the connection of the universities, and all that. If that project becomes a reality, it's going to use it as a gateway to get in touch with university students openly. UPAM SL frequent training for executive members. Yes, it is now on the pipeline, as the global body also they have all put it now to be very essential to keep on training some executive members across UPAM countries. So far, so good. This is my comprehensive reports for this year. I thank you very much. I am Alhaji M. Kamara from Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alhaji Kamara. Report was very, very detailed. There's so many things that you suggested and so many recommendations, as well as challenges that you're having that we're going to be looking into going forward. Thank you for that report again. Now let's move to the next country. Our next representative will be from Kenya. Representative from Kenya, if you are in, please go ahead and give your report. In the Kenya representative would be Zadok. Zadok? Looks like Zadok is not in the house. I'm just gonna go ahead and read what was sent to me. All right, so from Kenya, it says executive members. They have 7 executive members. Hello, did somebody say something?
No, go ahead. It's just background noises. So I'm finding people that are muted themselves. So please, if you're not speaking, try to mute yourself when you want to speak before you unmute. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. The achievements from Kenya mainly is establishing this chapter constitution. Challenges that they're having is mainly financial support needed for registration, and their future perspective. Their future perspective is sourcing funds for chapter registration and working in different proposed projects by the executive committee members. That was it from Kenya. Our next report is coming from Malawi. Malawi, are you in the house?
Faustino, he was here. I think I saw him, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Mr. Faustino, can you go ahead and give your report, please?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to members here present. I'll be too brief. I know we've already spent an hour. Malawian chapter has got 2 executive members. I'll just mention the names. That's Mr. Stefan Gisati and Mr. Vitumbiko Mumba. We also have 22 active members. I'm not going to read their names for time's sake. And on achievements, one of the things that we are proud of is that we've managed to raise the required amount for our local registration. And we believe this is going to be done early next year as government offices are going to open. Another achievement, which is also a requirement for our registration, according to the Registrar General of Companies, they wanted us to also present them with the national ID copies of those people who are going to be regarded as trustees here locally. So we also have all the copies of IDs from the members who we engaged and accepted that we can present their copies of IDs and names to Malawian government. Challenges, it has taken us time to register due to financial issues. Secondly, is that many meetings that we tried to arrange did not materialize due to COVID issues and other restrictions. And many members haven't been attending the online meetings that we've been also calling for. Of our recommendations is that we still need to give up. We still need to keep this dream alive. We need to keep moving forward. This is a journey where others will fall, but we believe that we will still make it to the final destination. Soon after registration, we shall engage many senior government officials to understand what Upam is all about, and we will lobby them for their support in the areas that we would like to achieve. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faustino. We appreciate that report. Now let's quickly move on to Zambia. The Zambia representative, if you're in the house, Sita, Zambia representative Sita, can you give us your report, please? Looks like we don't have the Zambia representative. However, here is the report from Zambia. They have quite a number of executive board members, counting maybe about 10 of them. They also have a list of active members. 7 members are very much active in the Zambia group. And then as far as achievement goes, I'll just read it as is. It says, we were able to raise money for registering Upam Zambia. We managed to raise money for 6 members to have their fingerprints done. We raised money for fuel, printing, and other logistics. We also managed to submit all necessary documents required for registration. We managed to get a recommendation letter from the Ministry of Communication, Development and Social Services to have Upam Zambia chapter registered. We met with the ward counselor to introduce Upam. And the challenges they face, says as Zambia chapter, we face a number of challenges in raising the money for the successes to have been met, because many of the members could not contribute their membership fees. Monthly contributions from members failed to be met as none of us has paid up as we all agreed. Note when the suggestion was being made. When requested for help from the members of to have the organizations registered, not more than 2 people came on board. Their future perspective. As a Zambian chapter, by the next year, we will have Upam registered in almost 10 higher learning institutions. We hope to have money in the coffers and make extra money that should help us open up a bank account and fund other minor and major projects that we as an association plan for the coming year. We also plan to have more people, if not everyone, come on board when called for Upam Zambia to flourish and reach greater heights. I am hoping that by the next year, we won't need to be reminded to pay our monthly contributions, as it will be on our fingertips and know that it must be done. To work on our commitment to Upam Zambia, we should have one goal in mind, and that should see the organization's meeting its objectives outlined in the Constitution, and to come up with ventures that will bring on board money guys, that's what it says, money guys, and reinvest so more money is generated back into our accounts as Upam Zambia. Here is a brief report of their financial report. I would say from what it is, instead of going through everything, whatever funds that was generated, at the end of the day, all of it was used up. So they generated 4,227. I'm not sure what the currency is, but yeah, it was 4,227 was generated. But at the end of the day, the exact amount was used up, meaning, as is highlighted in red here, meaning that the account has no money, not even a coin, dry, empty account. That's what it says. We want to thank Zambia for that report. We want to thank them for the good work they're doing and for the plans they have for the future. Now the next report will be coming from Zimbabwe. A report from Zimbabwe, please. If the representative is in the house, please go ahead and present your report. That would be Johnson, please.
No, I think it's referral right now. We made the mistake. We haven't updated our data, so referral.
Okay. So you said it's referral?
Yeah, referral here from Zimbabwe. I guess we're gonna be having a lot of network challenges, so we can move ahead if we don't hear from her. Yeah, I don't think I see her here.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and read through briefly, quickly, sorry. From Zimbabwe.
Sorry.
Are you here?
Okay, can you continue reading because my network is very bad.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want me to go ahead and read it?
Please do read, Priscilla. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so we apologize we couldn't hear your voice, but hopefully next time we'll be able to. So the report from Zimbabwe, it states there have 8 active members. And they have some achievements. So far, 5 successful meetings have been held. Set up for social media pages have also been done. Recruitment of other members through slow progress due to COVID. They do have some challenges. Like any other country, COVID has been a setback. All that had been planned did not succeed. We only met virtually. Resources is one of their challenges. Our chapter is struggling due to the financial incapacitation. All agreed in this meeting to have a monthly subscription and joining fee for all members for sustainability. This is still to be finalized after consultations with the chairperson. For that will be for next year. Recruitment is still very low due to the pandemic and other factors like lack of a physical address, meaning an office. Registration is yet to be done. Financial instability is crippling. About $350 is required and members are unable to raise the money as yet due to financial instability in the country at the moment. Future perspective from Zimbabwe. Recruitment drives is an ongoing process and will continue. Registration of Upam Zimbabwe to be done by the second quarter, that will be of next year. Members to receive trainings on the following: resource mobilization, community sensitization, business management. And the suggestions from representatives is monthly meetings with other representatives from all across Africa for shared experiences. This was compiled by Refer. Thank you very much for that report. I thought I saw somebody sign up. Okay, it's gone.
It's Dr. His Excellency Dr. Francis. I think he's having some audio challenges. I don't think he can hear us, so he's trying to figure that out. Looks like it.
Okay.
His Excellency Francis, can you hear me? Dr. Francis, can you hear me now? You can move ahead.
All right. So those were the reports that I actually received and worked on when it came to the country representatives. But we can go ahead using the list that was sent in with the agenda for others to make their report and then forward it to me later on. Is that okay, Mr. Chair?
I think for the sake of time, because we're running out and some others take longer than expected, I just want to ask, is any of them here that have a report? And I mean, that wasn't read. I think Egypt, Mr. Hussein, can you hear me?
Mr. Benny?
Yes, do you have a report? I think your report was not included.
Yes, I have a report, but actually for the shortage of time, I didn't send it. But quick, I can brief.
Yeah, you can take 3 minutes to go through that real quick. Just summarize it real quick so we can keep within time.
Okay, 3 minutes is good for represent what Egypt is doing at the moment with Upam. And the rest allowed me for maybe like 5 minutes more for just assistance as colleagues.
Sorry, you need 5 minutes more for what else?
For assistant the colleagues, for some suggestions for our colleagues.
For the departmental support?
For the financial support and these issues, because all what I see is now about financial issues for the other offices.
Okay, so we have, so once we're done with the country representative reports, we're gonna come in to do a departmental report. So maybe at that time, you can talk about that. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, okay.
All right, thank you. So you can go ahead with the country report.
So first, Happy New Year for all of you.
Thank you.
Almost the New Year is done. It's coming. So I wish you a nice celebration. Second, Benny, thank you so much. You are always supportive, and actually, you my aim for working and giving more and more for Upam. Really a nice boss.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, so all the colleague Naomi and Fafi and Cecilia, ladies, you are making a very great job. Really, like 24/7, they are really administrating and in contact to just provide the best of anything we want to do. In Egypt here, we are still waiting. We established a small office, and mostly our work will not be in our office. It will be in the fields, in the different fields with the government office or private sector companies or factories or farms, or this will be the work field for the executives and for the members of UPAM. So here we have a small office. We're still till now waiting for the official papers from UPAM headquarters to establish the branch here in Egypt officially. Then just we officialize the branch here. We are ready with the cooperation between all the NGOs or Egyptian university or even the government. Most welcome any cooperation for improvement the life of the brothers and the sisters of Africa.
Hello, Mr. Hussein, are you there?
Just the internet connection is not so okay. Right. So yeah, here in the branch we still waiting for the to official the office, but we already well known for so much members are ready to attend as a UPAM member to support the African vision of unity and cooperation. So thank you so much. I don't think I have more to provide. We are working for sure for the conference for 2022. Okay. I wish it will be one-on-one, face-to-face.
Okay.
And maybe it will be in Egypt. So most welcome in Egypt anytime. I have a lot of work to do on this issue, especially. And okay. Yeah, for us, we have no problem here. Everything is fine. And for getting the money from the members to provide them the memberships and produce cars and making the courses and make amount of money. So we have to officialize the branch first with clear copies or original copies coming by DHL or whatever courier. To provide it to the official, to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and make some copies through, pass some copies through different authorities for make UPAM official branch here in Egypt, and then to establish a bank account. This is a local rule here in Egypt. And we are really willing to cooperate with UPAM in any vision for improvement in any country, doesn't matter.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein, for that report. We look forward to all the activities that you plan on accomplishing next year. All right, let's move to the next. Mr. Chair, is that okay? I just run down the list of the different countries and see who's in, so we're not wasting time.
Yeah, I don't think I can see them from here. So, but I don't think there's any other than what we have already. So we can move ahead with the next item.
All right. So the next item on this particular agenda would be the report from the various departments. And the first one we have here is a report from the House of Representatives. That was written by Mr. Luamba. If you are here, please, can you just present your report? Thank you.
Thank you for the floor. Honorable executive members, honorable representatives, honorable distinguished guests, dear fellow Africans, I greet all of you on the name of the Pan-Africanist. I'm Mr. Itungano Luamba Emmanuel, the first Speaker of the House of the Representatives. I'm going to present the annual report from the House of the Representatives. Office of the Representatives. 1 speakers. There are 2 speakers running the House of Representatives. Mr. Kitungano Luamba Emmanuel, the first speaker, and Ms. Cecilia Garis as the deputy. Duties and responsibilities. I jump this part. Achievement. Globally, we took down the summaries of UPAM's global meetings and shared them in English and in French. Collected updates from representatives and a report to the participants during UPAM's global meeting. Supervised and monitored representatives' activities to ensure that they were working according to their duties and responsibilities, and encourage them to be more active and critical thinkers when it came to solving problems in line with their duties and responsibilities. Translated information from English to French. Participated in recruiting and interviewing new representatives. Publicized UPAM's event, spreading flyers in different platforms. Posted Pan-African messages and commented our fellows' posts on UPAM's platforms. Participated actively in the UPAM's meeting. Encouraged the representatives to actively participate in the UPAM's meetings. Submitted a proposal about broiler chickens farming for food security in Maheba refugee settlement, Zambia. This is the Zambia Refugee Project. Launched it on behalf of UPAM Executive Board and managing it locally. We implementing the Zambia Refugee Project, and here I can call 3 ladies who have come to collect the chickens because they are taking them on the cheap price. They have low income, so you can come, please come. They take one and they sell. Late in the evening, they come, they give money, and they take the benefit. It helps them to overcome the problem in their families. So please, you can come here. I want the participant to hear your voices. Come with a chicken right now. You come with a chicken, please. Come with a Ukrainian cuckoo. Come, please. So please, you all right? Fanya ilie. Jinako nani mama? Yeah, come with it. Come with it, please. So the first production of this project is out, and yes, Jinako, please. Your name? Oh yes.
Chris TV.
Chris TV, unakuya kukamata nini?
Banku.
Utauzisha kisha unafanya nini?
Naleta mafuta.
Wewe jina yako nani? Unakuja kufanya nini?
Kubeba banku.
All right. Ukisha beba unafanya nini?
Naleta mafuta.
Beba kuku moja. Unaibeba kungapi?
90 kwacha.
90 kwacha, okay. Unashukuru UPAM?
Yes.
UPAM njo inafanya mkamate hiyo makuku ni organization na tuko mu meeting ya kuleta report ya mwisho wa mwaka. Thank you very much. Okay, you can go. Yes, I was talking about implementing the Zambia Refugee Project, and those are our customers. They're coming, they collect chickens, they go with them, they sell. Late in the evening, they bring money. We are helping them to overcome, let me say, to survive. Launched the Zambia Refugee Project in front of participants from Maheba community. Established the UPAM Pan-African Maheba Zambia to promote Pan-Africanism. Established, I'm talking about achievement locally. It means here where I am settled in Maheba Refugee Settlement. Established UPAM Pan-African Maheba Zambia, UPAM Pan-African Club Maheba Zambia to promote Pan-Africanism. Established UPAM Maheba to further the aim and objective of UPAM. Contacted the refugee UPAM Maheba groups. One Caritas or UNHCR call for proposals. One proposal is waiting for sponsorship from UNHCR, and the second is waiting for selection to be selected. Country representatives or country representation represented countries in 2021. The following countries were represented in UPAM: Angola, Benin, Botswana, Cameroon, DRC, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Conakry, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Namibia, Niger, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, Burundi, Zimbabwe, Togo, Egypt, Swaziland, Congo, Brazzaville, Sudan, and Jamaica. In all, 30 countries have been represented within UPAM. Among the above countries where there are UPAM representations, 29 are African and 1 is not. Some are active and others are not, and some others, their representatives resigned. Unrepresented African countries: Libya, Ethiopia, Mauritania, Mozambique, Morocco, Somalia, Central Africa, African Republic, Madagascar, Burkina Faso, Gabon, Senegal, Tunisia, Eritrea, Guinea-Bissau, Lesotho, Equatorial Guinea, Rwanda, Djibouti, Cape Verde, Morocco, Mauritius, Sao Tome, Seychelles. 23 African countries are not represented currently. Active representations. The representatives of the following countries or chapters are active compared to their fellows. I quote the countries whose representatives are active: Botswana, Gambia, Malawi, Kenya, Guinea, Conakry, Namibia, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, Egypt, Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Mali, Sudan, Benin, Jamaica, and DRC. In all, 20 countries are active. But if we try to well define the concept activeness, many chapters here might fall in the list of countries whose representatives are not active. I'm going to talk about inactive representations. The representatives of the following chapters are not active or might have resigned without informing the executive board. In all, 10 countries or representations are not active. Inactiveness. I'm sorry. Inactiveness refers to the fact of not participating in UPAM's global meetings and not submitting update. We are waiting. I was defining the concept inactiveness. It means inactiveness refers to the fact of not participating in UPAM's global meeting and not submitting updates. So we are waiting for the opinions of the inactive representatives on whether they are still keeping their positions or they no longer want them for the executive board to decide on what to do for those countries. Conclusion. Challenges: lack of communication fee for contacting every representative privately and weekly to follow up active activities on the ground and all inquire about the reasons of his or inactiveness. 2, failure to succeed in gathering representatives from French-speaking countries. 3, failure to provide a summary of UPAM global meetings from a given period due to lack of finance or cash for buying data. Took time and several items on the agenda for which conclusion are not often clearly stated, all the details are not clear. And the last challenge is the lack of office equipment for the improvement of the quality of our job work. Recommendations or suggestions to Upam Executive Council to provide the office of the speakers of the House of Representatives with office equipment, to provide our office with a communication fees monthly for the follow-up of the activities of representatives in their respective chapters, to provide the active representatives with the accreditation letters, to empower the representatives on the areas which are in line with their duties and their responsibilities for a good quality and a well-done job in their respective chapters, to the representatives, to develop the spirit of sacrifice and a job well done for the cause of the African continent, to be thinking critically when it comes to make your respective chapters more successful and fruitful, to actively engage in furthering Upam's aim and objectives, to be actively participating in Upam's event without failure, to be well organized and respectful of the guidelines provided by the Executive Council. Future perspectives: establish Upam representations in all the African countries and in the diaspora. Follow up representatives' activities weekly and ensure that the mobilization and sensitization of new members is effective and efficient. Take down Upam's global meeting summaries, translate them and share them as soon as possible. Engage at least 100 members from the community of the area where I'm settled, member refugee settlements, in the action in line with the aim and objective of Upam by the end of the year 2022. Develop Swahili and other skills of at least 100 members from Meherba community. Partner with UNHCR Meherba in empowering local leaders, youth and women. Establish Upam Pan-African clubs in different blocks of Meherba refugee settlement. Submit a proposal about food security, environment protection, and so on to UNHCR or NGOs which are active in Meherba refugee settlements. New Year's wishes. It's an honor for me, for us, to grab this opportunity to thank and wish everyone a safe, happy, and a fortunate year 2022. I put Upam in God's hands for a successful and a fruitful new year. Let us congratulate His Excellency President Benedicto Bango for his commitment, sense of responsibility, and wisdom. Honorable fellow executive, let us also congratulate honorable fellow executive members for the spirit of solidarity, cooperation, and collaboration. Let us also congratulate our honorable representatives for your courage and the spirit of volunteerism. Long live the Pan-Africanist, long live Upam, done in Meherba refugee settlement, December 19th, 2021. Itungano Luamba Manuel Jem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luamba, for that detailed report. We want to also thank you for the work that you're doing with those chicks or those babies. We can see that the project is really moving forward. We appreciate all your efforts in this. And I hope every one of us, including myself, can be as committed and as hardworking as you are. We're looking forward to see what you come up with next year. Happy New Year to you as well. All right, let's go to the next report. Next report that I received, it's from the Department of Infrastructure and Development, and that was from Mr. Cham. If you're in the house, please, can you go ahead and present your report?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor to be in this group of committed Africans who are dedicated to see that the future of Africa is a liberated and free people who are not going to be beggars, who are going to be able to determine who their friends are, who their economic activities should go, and that Africa should be the proud continent that it once was. I appreciate all your efforts to be here in this General Assembly. Yeah, as the coordinator said, this is Sham Afu. I'm trying to run away from Frederick. It's an imposed name by the colonialists. So I call myself now Afu Cham, those African names. I am proud of the African names, and I don't want them to determine everything that we do. And if you see my dressing is all African, I encourage all of you to dress African. Wedding clothes, Africans. Everything you do, African. If all of us wear African clothes, the African producers will start having some economic improvement. I am a global secretary for infrastructure and development. Infrastructure constitutes the basic physical system of the community. You have business, region, states, whose utilization of the platform functional community and fulfills the fundamental needs for all, including that means infrastructure, transportation systems. You have roads, railroads, power systems, electricity, utilities, water, wastewater, security, health, and communication networks. Infrastructure embodies everything. It is the backbone of any development. That's why we are focusing that if we, in all the aspects that we're going to be taking for our journey as Upam, embark on infrastructure, we have to achieve other objectives and goals that we are looking at. So the mission of our department, infrastructure and development, is to provide infrastructure logistics linking entire Upam stakeholders, all the states, even the diaspora, the community, enabling seamless transportation and communication resulting in economic and industrial viability. The goal is to ensure that each community has adequate farm-to-market infrastructures in conditions with the weather and seasonal viability. Further seamless movement of goods from one community to the other, utilizing road networks, rail networks, and air transportation. Let me put this up. Coordinator, if you have done my organigram, please, you can pull it up, share your screen so that I will show the organigram and see our achievement for last year. And then from there, I will see how we present the road forward for next year.
Okay, give me a second, please. Let me try to pull that up. Let's see. Is that the infrastructure layout?
Yes, the layout organigram from the top to the bottom.
It's not part of this PowerPoint. Is it different from the PowerPoint?
No, it's just it was on its
okay.
Send it to her. Yes, with her, it's part of the PowerPoint, but it's on its own. It's
Sorry,
a PDF format.
I'm trying to open it here. Sorry.
But while she's doing that, our objective has been to ensure that all the states, even the diaspora, Jamaica, any other country that has a Black or African origin that is part of the diaspora and all Africans, even it's in Europe, everywhere, we envision that, especially in the African states, we have feasibility studies of our current farm-to-market transportation networks. Why are we saying that? We have farmers that produce stuff and they cannot take it to the market. Having a roadwork, a network that can help those farmers transport those to the market will be very, very good for us. We envision the states.
Is that what you were looking for, Mr. Fred?
I'm not seeing your screen yet. Are you sharing your screen?
Yep, you're on the wrong
Yes.
screen.
Can you see it, Mr. Bangle?
Yes, I can say it.
Okay.
Okay. Just that I'm not seeing it from my phone part here.
Are you seeing the Zoom? If you're seeing the Zoom, you should be seeing it. Maybe on a different page.
Oh, let me see. Maybe I'm on a different page. Okay, that's it. Okay. Good. If we see that we have our organigram starts from the Upam board. We have Secretary of Infrastructure and Development. We have country and chapter or country or chapter coordinators. We are expecting that each state will have coordinators. We have infrastructure leads, people that will be leading. We have assessment and safety. Then we have public relations. If you go under that, the subheaders, you have viability, location, the market, resources, labor. You have water, power, raw materials, and equipment. They will have accessibility. You can access all these places by road, by river, by rail, air, footpaths, and seasonal road paths. You know, in Africa, there's a particular time that you may not be able to access places because of the season. It rains so hard, and sometimes roads are impassable. So we have roads, existing farm to market roads, dirt roads, which are graded, and then paved roads, which can be asphalt or concrete. We talk about capacity, we talk about quality, dimensions, and productivity. Other part of transportation, we talk about human, car, truck. We have the bus, the car, the safety, and security. We'll talk about packaging. This our vision in this department is looking global at whatever thing we do. Like what we're doing now, our friend, our comrade is doing an excellent job with this thing in Zambia. He's talking about the chicks. Now it's having people go out and get the chicks to go sell. So those are the things we're talking about. We're talking about packaging. Is it boxes, bags, and then the quality assurance to make sure whatever we produce with Upam stamp has to have high quality. And then we'll talk about storage, seasonal storage, because some of the stuff are perishable, year-round refrigeration, storage, warehousing, and storage mats. So that is the vision that we have. That's the achievement that we developed for last year. Going forward, we are looking at training people in the different states to be able to use this organigram to ensure that we achieve our goals. And then we evaluate to make sure that we have some people on the ground to give the success to our achievement. The challenges is that the states have not been the chapters are not all well organized, so that we can at least have representatives from there. Since they are still struggling in the process of organizing the different chapters, this department will be patient enough to wait until those chapters are formed. And when those are formed, we're going to implement this thing for the next year. Those are the challenges. But the key thing is, as you are seeing on the summary feasibility, we have to make sure that we know how many road networks are in each country, linking the cities, linking the rural areas. And we're having infrastructure. Infrastructure here is very important in terms of even security, health infrastructure. We have many people die in our states in Africa because you're sick, you don't have a way to be run to the next health infrastructure. If we can have those infrastructures right in the rural areas and have it linked by good roads, it will save lives. In terms of an earthquake, in terms of an incident, a hurricane, in terms of flooding, how can we rush our people to the nearest health centers or the nearest rescue centers? This is why the road network is not just there for economic, for other activities. It involves security, involves life savings, involves health, and we involve education, infrastructure, so that we are very, very serious in this department in making sure that infrastructure becomes the backbone, the spine for all our activities, to ensure that anything that we do, each of our members should be able to share and be able to reach our members to achieve our goals. So in the summary there, you see evaluation. We are thinking that we should have people on the ground to do range studies. You cannot do proper infrastructure without have studies on the ground, rainfall studies and data collection, training of local resources and providing employment. So at the end of the day, if we achieve everything that we're doing, we're going to be able to employ our people and make sure that our local, especially rural areas, are able to have the infrastructure they need, and development will henceforth follow with all the infrastructure that have been made. This is what we have, and this is why we're thinking that down the road, 2022, we'll start having representatives of all the states to start training them to understand what infrastructure is, and that all our other departments and our comrades should emulate this set up, top down and down up organigram to make sure all of us understand what is going on. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your efforts. I appreciate what Upam is going through. And we thank all the representatives, our chairman, and all our partners that are coming to collaborate with us, because this journey is a journey that has started many years back, but this is time for action. And we hope that we have to work together to make it successful. Thank you very much. This is a report from Global Secretary of Infrastructure and Development. Have a very good one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cham, for your report. We appreciate the time and effort you put in this, and we're looking forward to implementing that which you have set forth. Let's quickly move to the next report, and this will be a report that was written, that will be presented by the Partnership and Networking Department. And this was done by Mothoni Mangi. Mothoni Mangi, are you in the house? Can you go ahead and read your report?
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings to you too.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is a Department for Networking and Partnership. We wish to appreciate so much what Upam is doing and supporting us in this mission. The purpose of this department is to establish, which was established in October 2021, is to ensure that partnerships and networks between Upam and other organizations are well structured and organized. We realize that Upam is working on volunteerships, therefore we need a lot of networks and partnerships. Our achievements: the chairman, Upam, and the Global Secretary for Media and Communication identified the Association of Social Media Professionals as a partner willing to support Upam in the capacity building for the members of the Media and Communication Department, as well as support in social publicity of Upam activities. Therefore, a memorandum of understanding has been developed and discussions held between the parties. The MOU document has been signed by the chairman, Upam, and the chairman, Association of Social Media Professionals, Dr. Shahid, who is one of our honorable guests today. Hence, the partnership is in progress starting 16th of December, the date of signing by Dr. Shahid. The main purpose is capacity building in media and publicity in UPAM activities through social media. Areas of partnership. The Association of Social Media Professionals will support and collaborate in all UPAM events as a co-partner. They will extend the help in outreach and capacity building in UPAM staff and its local teams to UPAM through social media. The organization will develop sustainable strategies of empowerment of youth students from African countries. The association will facilitate, provide access and social media support for any campaigns mutually crafted between UPAM and the association. The association will facilitate in getting local linkages for information, content on citizen services, on government schemes and entitlements in African countries. The association will provide technical knowledge services like building linkages with community members to support the implementing agencies. The association will communicate on regular basis to UPAM members across African region for strategic planning. What will UPAM do in this partnership? UPAM will support and collaborate in all association events as a core partner. UPAM will extend the help in outreach to the association through networks of African activists. The UPAM to support the association in developing sustainable strategies of empowerment and engagement with youth across African countries. UPAM to facilitate, to provide access and support for any campaigns mutually crafted for African citizens. UPAM to facilitate in getting local linkages for information content on citizen services as that is in collaboration with the association. UPAM will provide technical knowledge services like building linkages with community members to support the implementation. In these areas of partnership, we realize the overlapping. So we are going to work together with the organization to achieve the goal set for the communication and social media publicity. Another achievement is the Global Secretary for Education identified All African Students Union as a potential partner. The purpose of this partnership is to establish a working relationship between UPAM and high schools and tertiary education students at all levels. UPAM wishes to institutions of learning. UPAM wishes to establish different activities in the institutions of learning, such as games, symposiums, especially on African history. UPAM seeks to establish Pan-African clubs in the institutions of learning, that members of the club will spearhead Pan-Africanism among Africanism. Hence, we not only target the Africans, but any students who will be interested. Activities in progress, we have been able to develop a memorandum of understanding between UPAM and All African Students Union, African Union. We are waiting for their response for further discussions or signing. We are in the process of developing guidelines for the Pan-African clubs, while the Department of Education is working on establishing partners who will support us in establishing these clubs in learning institutions, charities. We highly appreciate the support given by our chairman, Mr. Ben, executive members in establishing potential partners and working on the documents related to the partnerships.
Solo, is anybody up? Is anybody up? Is anybody up?
We have challenges creating time for the youth passion to achieve the Upam dreams for African. What is that? Achieve our goals. Sometimes maybe not with a task. We are able to overcome the time challenges and with time achieve our set goals. Another challenge is limited access to internet and the working tools such as laptops or computers at times will break down that may hold us back for some time, but we are able to adjust, work around our challenges and achieve the set goals. Sometimes we have delays in getting feedback from potential partners, which we understand given the fact that there's no monetary, that is gains in African dream, which cause us to have patience as we establish partnerships and networks with other entities. Future plans. We have an upcoming global conference planned to take place in the year 2022. This is 1 year we are hoping to establish various partnerships with various leaderships in different African countries, international and local organizations that will work at the path established will last long in order to accomplish our goal and purpose for the people of Africa and people of African descent. It is our hope that some of our potential partners these annual reports and identify areas where they can support Upam in achieving the dream we have for Africa. We are ready to partner with entities that are willing to support us in achieving this African dream. May God bless Africa, the cradle of humanity, reclaiming hope for Africa's future. Together we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mangui, for that report. We appreciate the time and effort that you put into it. And we hope to work together to be able to accomplish some of those goals that, in fact, not some of those goals, but all of those goals that have been set forth. Mr. Chair, those are the reports that I received, but I think we could just go ahead following the list of the other representatives. So we want to go with the various departments. If Ms. Priska is here, she will be giving her report on the office of the global chairperson. Ms. Priska, are you here? Do you have a report?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry. I have my report typed in my system. I'm currently here in Nigeria, this part of the country I am. We're having light issues, so I'll not be able to share my screen. Please pardon me for that.
That's okay. You could just send it to me later on so we can put them together, but you can go ahead and present anyway.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, end of the year report presented by Iwobi Priska Ogona from the Office of the Global Chairperson of the United Pan-Africanist Movement. I bring you season greeting from the Office of the Global Chairperson of this great association. It is with a heart filled with joy and happiness that I welcome each and every one of us to this great and epoch event. It has been a smooth ride with you all. Your cooperation towards unifying Africa and its development shows that we are stronger together and we can conquer using one hand, as long as we are holding each other's other hand. I will be moving straight to the accomplishments. 2021 has been a year with you all with great accomplishments, such as the Zambia Refugee Project, the WNN, the Jemima, the Pan-Africanist school, the Pan-African school, setting up Upam standard website. We have we also have online global online conference where we recorded a huge success and many more. And this and many more were all achievable with your great support and input. And challenges so far, we have challenges with finance, human capacity building and manpower, volunteers, registration of Upam in other African countries or country chapters, and many others. So what next, moving forward? What we have,
For some reason, you are echoing.
So if somebody else is beside you with your phone, or you have two devices open, you want to mute one of them, that will help you.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I think it's better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what do we have next for Upam in 2022? So Upam 2022 agenda, one of the agenda is we're going to seek more we're going to have more partnership with other organizations of like mind. We're going to have the African Most Talked Conference of the year 2022. We're going to have our members and executives trained. We're going to invade the agricultural sector in Africa. We're going to have we propose having setting up our e-commerce where we have African products sell and so where buyers meet customers and producers. We are going to have our online school, introducing more courses to our online online school years, that is PASS, Pan-African School. So, and we propose setting up Upam TV and many more. So recommendations so far, we're going to have a recommendation. We urge you all to stick with Upam as you have always, because the journey is just beginning, and we're not going to rest until the vision of unifying Africa and the vision of Upam and unifying Africa is established. And this can only be done through all our inputs and all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that report. We appreciate it. Let's quickly move forward. The next presenter will be Blessed Makonka from the Office of the Secretary General.
It's not here having network challenges.
Okay. Ms. Fatima, Global Treasurer.
She also got called in for an emergency, so she left early. I don't know if Ms. Joy will be able to present the financial report on behalf, but we can go ahead if it comes, I can do it here.
Okay. So is Ms. Joy able to do it? All right.
Maybe she's speaking. She's mute. So can you unmute yourself, Ms. Joyce? You're here. I saw you came on, but
Ms. Joyce, if you can hear us, can you unmute yourself? And if you're able to present the financial report, you can go ahead.
All right. I can do it. Do you want me to do it real quick, or you can do it as well? You have it, all right?
Yes, go ahead and do it, Mr. Chair.
All right. It'll be quick, maybe not more than. Where are we having a noise coming from now?
Let's see.
Please, can you unmute yourself? Can you mute yourself if you're speaking? So I think this is 1 second. Let me. All right, so on just to do this really quick, 2021 here financial report that was supposed to be coming from Fatima and so Joy. So these are the yearly contributions from the executive for the most part. So we did have this contribution came in. We had $300 from Emil, $30.76 from Chisati. Petrina contributed $113. Benedicto contributed $2,100. Vino contributed $10. Vitobico $206. Asaf $50. Fatima $150. Titila Bass $222.72. Fedricham $300. Priscilla Songwen $200. Titus Ongo for $50, and we had also a GoFundMe for $429.16. Came a total of $4,195.64. On the pass, we did have a total of $50 or $59.98. That's for the online school, and then pretty much total expenditure for this year. We did for registration alone, supported to different countries, about 5 different countries. We spent about $514. Gambia conference planning, which we also spent $150 on that one. Websites, which comprise of Upam, WNN, PAS, MIA, and Jumea. That's up also the maintenance and upgrade, $365. Computers and support equipments, which total of $650. And then we have Zambia Refugee Project, which provide food security within that refugee community, which the total of $1,943, and the Pan-African Club Schools Integrations, which at this moment I think this was sent down to Zambia for that, which a total of $133.20. And then we got miscellaneous, which comprises of transaction fees, taxes. So when we send money, we pay fees, and also the bank account fees and other transaction come a total of $125.12, which we have a total of $3,880.32. We have a total balance carried over with our various account on the bank account, the U.S. bank account, which is general bank account. We have a total of $170.08. Our Florida Wave account have $104.02. The Stripe has 0. Paper has $41.22, and I'm not sure where the balance is at this moment. Anyway, so the total expense came down here, and then we have for 2021. So we have a total balance of $315.32 for 2021, which is this right here. So with that being said, that's all about the financial report for this year. So move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for quickly jumping in on that. We appreciate it. Let's quickly move to the next department, and that will be the Department of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Mamadou Ba, I don't know if he's here or if he sent in a report.
He was here, but I don't know. Gambia having network problems, so I don't think he's here at the moment.
Okay. Now let's, but if any of them come in, please just let us know and we'll let you give your report. Now we go to Department of Education, Mr. Alexis.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Priscilla, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our guests, and my brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for this opportunity to discuss about education and disability, our aspirations, our challenges, our achievements, and our goals for 2022. I just want to begin by just reading a comment which is on the chat by one of us by the name Vicky, and this is one of the things which I respond to in my presentation. So Vicky says, I have a question and a request. My name is Vicky, I'm from Kenya, currently a university student at Kisii University. And I've had a chat with the different students from other countries in Africa. And the goal is to create a platform which will unify computing and engineering students across the continent to give us the ability to support each other in the applications and systems done in Africa. I have contacted the Upam chapter in Kenya to support, but it seems impossible. Please let me know today, because personally I see the future is technology. And until we as the continent are able to use our systems and applications to solve our problems, then we will be free. Currently, I'm a computer science student. So I don't know if I can be able to share my screen.
Yes, you can. It's open.
Yes, you can.
Okay, let me try. However, I can see you cannot start a screen while the other participant is sharing.
Oh, okay, let me stop sharing.
Okay, okay. All right. So let me see if I can be able to show what I have on my screen. Okay. So as I open this, I just want to say what, the late Nelson Mandela, said, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I don't know if I'm able to open this one, but it seems it's taking time, but all the same, let me just, there is something I shared a link on the chat section, which has the presentation which I was going to talk about. Let me just open that link quickly. All right, so the Department of Education and Disability, in our 2020-2021 aspirations, of course, we thought of linking up with all education and disability coordinators from all chapters through Zoom and other platforms. We also thought of having a consultation with African government ministers and their representatives on matters education and disability. We thought of having a meeting with AU representatives on matters education and disability, and creating content on YouTube and other digital platforms on Pan-Africanism and African history, which was to be shared to all Upam members from all chapters. Then we felt, having a training to all Upam members on Swahili language towards achieving our target of having one common language. Then linking up with continental disability stakeholders to come up with a framework on how persons with disabilities will be incorporated and supported. Then lastly, we thought of engaging different stakeholders, civil society and various institutions to push for the implementation of special and inclusive education in all learning institutions. We managed to achieve a few of those, but still we need to achieve more. So I don't know, I'm not able to share what I have on my screen. Mr. Chairman, if you can see what is, the link, which is the Google Doc link, which is on the chat section. If you can kindly share that for me.
Okay, let me check here real quick. What is this saying on your screen? Is it network issues or what? I'm trying to find it, so.
Okay, I think
I can't find it. A lot of messages, so.
All right. All
Can you
right,
send it
then
to
I
me?
think that
You can just pin me on the chat, so you can send it privately, so that I can maybe that will be better.
okay. Okay, here it is. I've posted it on the chat section. I sent it earlier to Dr. Priscilla. If you can see it, kindly, if you can share for me, then I can talk about it.
I didn't.
All right, but going forward, some of our achievements, some of our milestones or achievements is that we initiated WhatsApp Swahili classes where we learned a bit before. On 4th of September 2021, we started our website, which is Pan-African Schools, and also our Facebook page. Then our IT secretary, of course, Mr. Marshall, did introduce some courses there for IT, some basic courses. Then later on, we had a discussion with Alibaba Cloud Academy, where they introduced some high level IT courses, which our students can be able to access free for a year. Then we moved on and had a discussion with All Africa Students Union, as said earlier by Ms. Lina. And here we had a number of meetings. Well, we of course did a partnership agreement, which we sent to them, and they are reviewing so that they can sign and we can kick the coming year, on a higher pace. We did some live interviews. Upam had some live interviews, and also others were on Facebook, where we discussed on the Western system of education. I also attended a live interview with the All Africa Student Unions, where I was invited, and I discussed about decolonization of education in Africa.
Hey.
We did have a global conference, one in 2020 and one in 2021, where we discussed all the the executives discussed from various departments on a number of issues, education inclusive. Then there is an association of African universities, which I'm in contact with, and which we believe that in 2022 we'll have a partnership with them. And then I had a discussion with Dr. Lincoln and Dr. Shahid on how to market our Pan-African school on social media and Twitter, the networking through Twitter respectively. The global technology and innovation officer at Liquid Telecom, Mr. Ben Roberts, had a discussion with me, and we discussed on how we can connect all institutions. At the moment, they have a project of connecting all institutions, all high school institutions in Africa with internet, so that students can do research. But now we had a discussion on how to connect all universities, and the discussion is ongoing, and they are willing to do this for free. So setting up that infrastructure. So probably their return on investment will be what they get back as probably subscription, but they have highest internet speeds, and we look forward to this. So this will really assist the students in doing research and many online jobs. We understand that Africa students really suffer a lot in terms of financial challenges, and the online jobs can really help. So the Swahili team, we had Mr. Pius from Tanzania. We also had Mr. Lusaka, who came in and joined the team. On African history, Professor Jack Jean Sene is already working on the curriculum, and we look forward to beginning this course on African history in 2022. His Excellency, and also agribusiness, course which we intend to start in 2022. I saw, and I want to thank the comrade Asaf, who introduced to Upam His Excellency Ambassador Francis Chisala, who is the Global Pan-Africanism Network and the Global Special Rapporteur on Disabilities. And I want to take this opportunity to, welcome him to Upam. I know we'll give him an opportunity later on if he's still with us. We also, had an introduction of Upam Pan-African clubs, one of it being at Mulumbushi University, where Blessed Mukonga comes from. And of course, we are working on the document, on the blueprint on how these Pan-African clubs will be, operated. And this one, we look forward to completing it before or slightly after January 2022. So which challenges are we faced? On the Swahili enrollment school, of course, 2 students out of us have registered. So we look forward to an improvement. On education and disability, we need country representatives on education and disability. So we need education and disability chapter representatives so that we can be able to advance our agenda. I also wanted to set up an education committee, which really had some challenges. So we are a few of us. Then on Alibaba Cloud Academy, our school is not yet listed there. Even if we signed an agreement with them, they have in Africa, they have only recognized 20 institutions, and we know in Africa they have more than 400 institutions. So of higher learning, universities specifically. So we're still working with this. So what are our 2022 aspirations? What do we intend to achieve? Number one, the Upam on the Department of Education and Disability, Upam Pan-African clubs in all universities. And this in collaboration with All Africa Students Union and Association of African Universities, which is composed by vice chancellors. Number two, Association of African Universities. This, we look forward to a partnership in 2022 and also set up several curriculum review workshops so that we can talk about this problem of the kind of curriculum, the Western system of education that we have now. Number three is the AAU African Education Ministers Caucus. So we had this in 2022 as an objective, but we didn't achieve this, and we really look forward to do this. And this, of course, we will continue with the conversation on African curriculum. Of course, introduce Swahili in our schools and also Pan-African studies, as well as African history. The Pan-African school is online now, but we need a physical school establishment. So we look forward to setting up this in 2022, of course, through various partnerships and looking for financing, various stakeholders or sponsors. Persons with disabilities, we need to have each country, each chapter to have at least a representative, who is who has impairment and who can speak for persons with disabilities in every country. All Africa Students Union's programs collaboration. Of course, the partnership that we've sent to them for review, we look forward for this collaboration. And then further Pan-African schools marketing consultations with Dr. Shahid and Dr. Lincoln. Commencement of African lessons, history lessons with Professor Jean Sene. Commencement of agribusiness lessons, all this in 2022. Consultations with the disability-related stakeholders to promote persons with disabilities, special needs education, and employment programs. Then finally, further Alibaba Cloud Academy engagements to see how else can we benefit from them, because Alibaba has Olympic sponsorships. They sponsor events, but now Africa is behind because of reasons of in participation. So therefore, if we can get more of this, then we can really improve the lives of our brothers and sisters. On the side of sports department, of course, we want to have a global secretary whom we've not got yet, but we did have an introductory engagement with the FASU. FASU is the Africa Universities, it's Africa, the Federation of Africa's, University Sports. Then also FISU is the Federation of International University Sports. We did have introductory engagements as far as the games which will take place in 2022 are concerned, but we need to discuss with them further. And also UPAM and All Africa Students Union University Sports Consultation meeting, which we had this year. And we discussed a lot on how these universities can prepare themselves. Then finally, we had an esports virtual conference where we talked about esports, and esports is one of the left sports behind. These are games which really have a lot of competition from developed countries and high prices, because there is a price of 800 million, 7.8 million US dollars as a single prize for a single event. And this is esports, and I think this is the highest prize which we can talk about in a single event. But Africa lags behind if you look at the top 100 list. So this is one game that we want to introduce in Africa. So therefore, that was what we did in 2021 in sports. But in 2022, we intend to have a Upam sports team. Of course, not Upam sports team, but Upam sports teams for various games. And also FASU games, which will take place in June 2022. We need to discuss about the qualifications and participations, and also international university games will take place in July 2022. And also we discuss about the qualifications and how our universities can participate. Finally, we look forward to setting up the first of its kind Africa esports stadium. So the same way you see wrestling, the same way you see those indoor games, we need to set up a stadium. Of course, bringing in different stakeholders, LG coming with screens, Microsoft coming with computers, Liquid Telecom coming with internet, Red Bull coming with those refrigerators, Coca-Cola, all those kind of stakeholders. We look forward to engage them. And how will they benefit back in terms of return of investment is the indoor branding, which we do inside those, that indoor arena. So this is what I wanted to talk about sports. I believe the comrade who indicated his remarks on the chat has been answered. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Alexis. We appreciate the report. It's very detailed, and we know for certain because we could see how much work you were doing and how much how much results we got from all your efforts. We have comment on the chat. Mr. Chair, were you able to see that? I think there's a suggestion, Mr. George. He wants to say something on education and disability. Mr. George, you have the floor for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, he had to change his the device he was using because he couldn't hear us. That's Excellency Dr. Francis. So we're going to have him speak after the report. But if I mean you are moderating, if you want to have him speak for 3 minutes, that's fine. But I believe that we wanted to give him some chance to talk after the reports.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll give him some time because he might need more than 3 minutes at that time. All right, so Your Excellency, we will be coming to you because we really want to hear from you. Let's go to the next department, and this would be Security and Intelligence. Dr. Anthony Manjolo.
Dr. Anthony sent his regard having some emergency as well. So I think I have like 4 people that have emergencies.
Oh, okay. Well, we hope they're keeping safe. All right, business enterprises and innovation. Martin Njuguna. Are we on?
Yes, he's here. So let me see. All right. Mr. Martin, if you're speaking, you're on mute. So you want to unmute yourself. All right, for the delay, you can move ahead to the next person. We'll come back once he's situated.
All right, we'll come back to Mr. Martin. Let me just put that in there. Department of Natural Resources, Mr. Katira.
He is also not here at the moment, network challenges.
Okay, Cecilia from Department of Human Resources.
I think Namibia is having network problems, so she's not here as well.
Okay, hopefully we can get them. We'll get their reports later. Well, we already got a report from the Finance Department. Do we need another one?
Nope.
Joy? I don't think so. So let's just go to Media and Communications. Ms. Chuma?
Chuma also have emergency.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope they're okay. Department of Transportation.
I didn't hear anything from him, so I think He was there. He was here in a minute, but I don't know where he's at right now. Both people from Malawi, they are not here. They were together with Faustino. So.
Okay. What about information and technology? Ayodeji Benga.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Can you give us your
Yeah.
report, please? Thank you.
Good day, everybody. Let me just make it brief. From IT department, basically, we have been ongoing all the while, though we have not met all our targets, but currently our achievements remain all the online platforms, which everybody knows about, that we have been able to deliver a lot among them, which many people have already mentioned, the school, the e-commerce, news platform, website, social media, to mention the few. Then part of our achievement is continuous maintenance of all these platforms, which we all know that they are all up running as well. Then there's something I would like to clarify here as part of our achievement, the online TV and radio. Actually, we might not have delivered the customized media server, but we have already successfully showcased the possibilities of it, and we have designed the headway for it, which is only remaining few parts to conclude. And God's willing, first quarter of next year, we should be able to successfully deliver all those aspects fully. Then let me move to our challenges. Our primary challenge for now is manpower. As we all know, to be sincere, though I don't want to be praising here, but I just have to give kudos to Marsha for he has put a lot of effort to the achievement of IT department so far, and I really have to commend him for that. But we still need more hands, because for now, I think we have only 1 or 2 people in coding aspects, which I have to force myself into coding also presently now because of that. So another challenge we are having, which we put as a challenge, is finance. Not the finance per se, but the infrastructures. Because basically there are a lot of other things we might, in technology, the fact about technology is that you need resources to test run some things and practice some things to be sure that yes, it's effective. So we are lacking behind in this aspect also, which we believe that by the time most of these our platform are being monetized, that we should be able to raise enough funds to do necessary things. Then our future perspective will be maintenance of all those various platforms which has been delivered, and the ones that are still currently ongoing, we will continue to work on it, and we make sure we deliver as soon as possible. Then training of managers and administrators of platforms and handlers. This aspect is all about that, the designs that we make in IT, our own aspect is just to design. The people that we actually be managing it, most of the design are meant for other various departments. Ours is just design and maintenance. So we will set up on how to train those that will be handling it from next year on. Then lastly, we are looking into expanding customization of our various platforms. The customization is basically based on the fact that most of our platforms are subscribed to, which we are looking into customizing and doing in-house design for some of those platforms. Those will be our future perspective from next year. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ayedoji Banger, for that report. Yeah, the technology department is very, very important because a lot of other departments going to be leveraging you guys to accomplish so many things across the globe. Thank you. Next department is Department of Agriculture. Mr. Monday. Mange Quest?
I don't see him here. I know he was here, but I don't see him right now. So maybe network challenges.
Yeah,
So
it's possible. Okay. I
It's just
have a
the
brief
legal department.
report.
I don't know. Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I have a brief report from the health department. So as of today, we have 3 members in the health department, including myself, Gerard, and Gerard from Uganda, and Dr. Lincoln, who just joined us yesterday. As of this year, we held a few meetings to discuss the possible solutions for immediate health related problems, and the problems we're looking at which needed immediate solutions were access to medical care due to such shortages of medical personnel like doctors, pharmacists, and nurses. There was also financial difficulties, the ability for a lot of people back home to be able to afford health care. Those were the 2 main things that we've talked about so far and discussed on a way forward. And the proposed solution, just like I was telling our lead for the technology department, is leveraging technology to be able to get this taken care of. The main one in trying to access medical health for a lot of people would be using telehealth. Telehealth would include using doctors from across the world, not just in Africa, doctors from across the world to see patients, to diagnose patients, and also to treat patients, in which case you have a doctor, for instance, in America or wherever else in the world, and using telehealth, this doctor can actually consult the patient back in Africa, actually have a look at the patient and see what is going on with the patient, request some labs to be done back in Africa, the results sent back to them in the part of the world where they are, and a diagnosis can be made. That way, we're not limited to trying to see the doctors that we have on hand, of course, which the numbers back at home are very, very limited. Back in Africa, the numbers are very, very limited because you have some of us here, we can go back home for certain reasons, and not that we don't want to, but we want to go back home. But for right now, we cannot, but we have our services that we can provide back there. So we can leverage telehealth to be able to take care of those health issues. The second thing would be once those patients are seen, medications can then be e-scribed, so electronically sent to pharmacies back in Africa, and then the patients can go in and pick up their prescriptions or pick up their medications. By talking about picking up medications, that would be another aspect, because in order for you to get your medications, you need to have the funds to be able to pay for that. So now talking about the financial difficulties, which was the other part of it, also leveraging technology, telehealth still, we're putting in place platforms. We've been in contact with 2 countries for now, Cameroon and Nigeria, with some medical institutions where we're putting in place platforms where family members out in the diaspora or even back in Africa who are well enough financially go in and register themselves and their families who are back home, or the members of their families who are back home and not financially viable. They can register them into those platforms in any medical institution of their choice that is already in partnership with us. Register their members and then create an account where they fund their Medicare bills. So people back home, patients, you just go to those medical institutions, you go to those pharmacies and write up you are being seen by those doctors, you are being diagnosed, you're being treated, and you go to those pharmacies and you're able to pick up your prescriptions without having to cough up any money from, or struggle to get any money to pay for this for these services. So we looked at those as the first step in trying to solve the health crisis. But also, now that we have Dr. Lincoln join us, he specializes in autism, and we had a few short discussion with him yesterday. We're going to be including some of those activities that he proposes or that he's engaged in this department, and we're going to do a lot of educating, we're going to do a lot of training, and then also discuss some management projects for autistic patients. So that is it from the health department for right now, but we want to also encourage many people to try to join us, to join this healthcare team, because there is a lot of need out there, and one person, two people cannot do this by themselves. So we encourage anybody who is interested to join this team. And even if you don't want to join the team, those who have connections with owners of health institution, private businesses, or even the government, those who have those close connections, to reach out to us so that we can work together, we can collaborate in creating those platforms where those services can be provided in these health institutions. Well, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas for those who are celebrating Christmas, and prosperous and amazing year 2022. Thank you. From the health department. All right. Now let's move on to the next department. It's going to be our very own Dr. Titus. That's going to be presenting the Department of Women, Children, and Youth. Dr. Titus, are you on?
Yes, I'm on. Well,
thank
you very much. It's an honor to, let me say, be a member of Upam and also represent the Women, Youth, and Children's department. In the department so far, we have Mutoni, we have Amil, we have Wafa, who just joined us not too long ago, and then we also had I've forgotten the name of the fourth, not because she said that she will reduce her level of involvement. Yes, Nana, I remember now. And I'm the only guy in the department. However, I'm a gender person and all of that. So, well, I'm okay with that. And I'll be very brief. I'll just summarize. Let me say the things we've done for this year, and then what we'll also have to do next year. And then if the coordinator or the chair would permit me, I may also dash into that of the Peace and Conflict Department. Else, it's no more secure in this environment and all of that. Now, they always say that charity begins at home. So for the Women's and Children's Department, what happened was that this year, I remember that we carried on some online live programs talking about the role of women in the development of Africa. And I was not just the only person, but other people participated in some of those events, sensitizing people about the need and about the importance of women's role in the development of various sectors of Africa. And I think they always say that information empowers. So that particular information wasn't just, let me say, to fulfill all righteousness, but to sensitize people across the world, on the African continent, and also our own very members about the need to involve women if we have to develop. Yes, that's one. And then two, I remember that also within the year, when I joined UPAM, we had, a lot of ladies, a lot of women, in the organization, yet I couldn't see a lot of participation and all of that. But over time, through gender mainstreaming and then through salient, encouragement and all of that. Today, we see a lot of ladies, anchoring a lot of activities, which, as a matter of fact, we could say that it is an achievement, owing to some of the little things that some of us in the Women's and Youth Department, carried out and all of that. And then even our chair is also more gender sensitive right now because I tell him things that are gender related and all of that. And then I could remember that also in one of those chats, we also drew attention to the migration issue of young people, young women, Africans trying to cross the Mediterranean to the Western countries. And then some of them die in the way, and then some of them are caught up in sex slavery in the Middle East or not. I mean, in a lot of countries and all of that. And then some of the things that we have for next year are carried out under one strategic objective, and that is to promote the well-being of women, youth, and children in Africa. Now, one of the activities we have to carry out there is to identify the humanitarian needs of indigenous communities and countries, because it is from that identification that we'll be able to plan and carry out surgical, let me use that word, health department, surgical interventions, no matter how little, that bear upon the lives of women or children or youth. And the next one that targets children and also young girls specifically is also to identify and adopt a community, not just a community, but it could be an educational facility in that place where children learn, where girls go to learn, and then mobilize resources that would carry out intervention to support them. Now, as a matter of fact, I did one of these, let me say about 4 or 5 months ago. I went to a community in Sierra Leone, and this community is not more, has not more than 300,000 people in a rural area I think about an hour or so on bike in McKinney vicinity. I realized that, there going to school is a problem for young girls. There is poverty, and then they don't have light, and even the primary school there doesn't have, let me say, enough classes, and so on and so forth. There are other issues, but I'm going to put that in a story and then see what we can do about that, use that to raise resources for either that particular community, if we adopt it, or any other. And then that apart, we're also going to try as much as possible to mobilize resources for livelihood support for women. Now, it's not all women, but women that have been caught up in emergencies. Now, what does it take? It will take us getting the story. And this is where some of the country representatives come in. We need a story. We need the story of that particular community and also some pictures. And then we'll develop it and then see how we can raise resources. How? It could be through GoFundMe or through any other means that we would or members would suggest. And then one of the activities I want to have which will be on and on and on from, let me say, almost January or March to December, will be the celebration of international days. Now, why would we celebrate those days? It doesn't really even cost much. It could be an online event. It could be a social media event where we celebrate those days. It could be the International Women's Day, the Children's Day, the Youth Day, International Widows Day, the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, or any of those days. We celebrate them and then draw attention of the world, of Africa, of our government to the plight of women, children, and youth. Because if they are not aware, they will not take a decision. But by the time we begin to celebrate those days and bring out the information that concerns these people, that is when others will also take a cue and then begin to look into those issues, be they lawmakers, policymakers, and so on and so forth. Just as it takes just a spark to make a fire. And then we're also going to carry out some media chats, online live media chats on what? The roles of stakeholders to protect. Stakeholders have responsibility to protect our women, our girls, our youth, and our children. Now, without sensitization, they will not be able to know that. So by the time we carry out some of these online or in-country activities on the roles of stakeholders to protect, now it will now become in their conscience that they have a duty to protect. And this could be as much as, let me say, traditional leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, and even security people that work with the security agencies. They need to know about their role to protect women, girls, and youth based on either the laws, the policies, or the actions they take wherever they find themselves. And then also, we're going to also carry out maybe other media activities on how harmful traditional practices impede on the development of women and girls. Now, if we take a look at our communities in Africa, and then maybe in other places, traditional rulers or traditional leaders, wherever they find themselves, at those grassroots. Now, what they do is they preside over a lot of issues. They are almost like the judge, the policeman, and everything. And because they sit there, there will be a need to sensitize them and also build their capacity on their role to protect women, and also try as much as possible to change certain traditional practices that are harmful to the development of women and girls. Now, I will just give an example of either one or two. Now, one of them is or could be something like female genital cutting. Another one could be, an example is early or forced marriage, where a parent or a particular family want to force a girl of about 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old into, to go to school, to go get into marriage, whereas when she wants to really go to school. So I'm going to carry out online sensitization on that. And then wherever we have our global conference also, we'll see how we'll carry out certain activities that would will bring focus or attention to the plight of our women and girls and also youth. And that apart, in the department, we're also looking forward to networking and collaborating with other organizations to draw attention to the plight of our women, youth, and children, and then take out surgical interventions to addressing those issues where we can. So let me stop there for women, youth, and child department. So that is not only from me, but it's from Mutoni, from Wafa, from Priscilla, and then also from Nana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Titus. We are excited about those plans that you have in place. We can't wait to see them come to fruition. Let's quickly go back to Dr. Ebi, sorry, legal department, please. If you are here, can you present your report? Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, so I'm set to present my legal report for this year. I don't know, with my mobile phone, I don't know if it's possible sharing my screen using the mobile phone. Is it possible, please?
Yeah, you can share it if you could. If you know how to operate it, yeah, it's possible.
Okay, let me try then. Few minutes, please.
You got just a few minutes to present the report anyways. Yeah, we're so run out of time, so that's why we want to make sure that we're all ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't share it, you can just speak through it.
Okay, let me just go to it directly so that I won't waste much of your time, please.
Yeah, we're 3 hours already in the meeting, so.
Okay. Sorry, please. Okay. All right, so I'm here with the report for the year 2021. It comprehensively contain what we've done for the year. And here, as you can see, I started by looking at what we did from February to this present time, or this very month. We started first with the ACUP partnership arrangement. When I came on board as a part of the Lego team, I was given the responsibility of, seeing to the smooth implementation of the partnership arrangement between HACUB, who happens to be a political party. HACUB basically sought for a partnership arrangement with Upam, and myself, Dr. Titus, Mr. Mamado, Mr. Asaf were asked to collate opinion on the proposal and report back to the House. That was the first thing we did in February 2021. And at the end of the day, legal department advised that I could be given an observer status and not granted full membership due to some political implication. And then in the month of March 2021, the legal department drafted a social media code of conduct. This was due to the excessive abuse of the Upam WhatsApp platform. 4 pages binding rules was drafted and forwarded to the executive members. It was proposed that the rules should guide our social media platforms in general, regulating the dissemination of information in the group. So the binding rules at the end of the day was accepted, and the rules have not got total implementation due to some challenges. And then also in March 2021, we had a live interaction session with the Upam president, Mr. Benedicto Mbango. And this was specifically, like I said, on March 2021. The date is precisely on the 28th of March 2021. The LEGO team, represented by myself, participated as a speaker on the above mentioned program. And the topic was on slavery and its impact on African development. The special guest was the chairman himself, and the host was Ba Mamado, and the other speakers were Titila Bas and Pretina Shindi. And then in April 2021, the legal department was asked to draft a summary of the Upam Constitution. This was in contrast to the Upam Global Conference that was to be held last year, not the visual one, the conference that we were planning, the physical conference that we were planning earlier before the visual conference. And the reason was because we needed to get in touch with some organizations, and there was a need to, give them some documents of Upam so that they can peruse through and get or a comprehensive knowledge about what Upam does. And so it was needed for us to have a summary of the Constitution so that organization needed not to go through the whole Constitution to know all about it, but just have a summary about it. And then again, it was also necessary because we felt that it is not everybody who come to offer partnership arrangement that we just have to send our Constitution in full to. Some we just have to send the summary to them, and that was exactly what was done. It was on the 11th of April 2021 that the legal department submitted the summary of the Upam Constitution summary, and it was eventually approved. And then on the 1st of May 2021, the legal department also drafted a deed of gift, and the deed of gift was specifically to be used for land that is to be gifted to Upam by a donor. I think this was with respect to the Sudan, the land in Sudan. Also, that I think there was this arrangement concerning
South Sudan.
Hello, sir. Can I?
South Sudan. Yes.
South Sudan. Oh, South Sudan. Sorry about that. Yes. And so that deed of gift was also drafted. And then in preparation of the 2021 conference as well, the physical conference, we recommended Professor Solomon T. Bobra, who happens to be a human rights activist. We recommended him to be one of the speakers for the conference, and we believe that being a lawyer and a professor of law, he can be able to attack the topic that was given to him, or the topic that we intend giving to him. He will be able to attack it from the academic perspective. And myself specifically, I told the chairman of how resourceful he is and the need why we need to incorporate him into the Upam business. And I think the legal team still have the intention of doing that because he's really somebody that is a great asset to Africa. But there was a challenge that we had. The challenge that we had was the suspension of the conference due to financial reason, but the legal department intend getting in touch with him for future engagement. And then, of course, we had the Upam Maiden Global Conference. Myself, being a member of the legal team, acted as a moderator for the global conference. Speakers were selected from all over Africa. The conference, indeed, in general, was a success. However, we recorded some challenges, and I just listed two. For the want of time, I'll just mention them in brief. One of the challenges that we had was the challenge of internet instability. We know that in Africa, we're usually faced with this problem, and then the problem of time zone, again, is there, because sometimes when you fix a time for a conference to be held, maybe it will be in the midnight in another country, and so people just have to keep awake so that they can be able to attend the conference or the meeting, and that was a challenge we also had. And then the topics, another challenge that we had also in the conference was that the topics that we had that day were just too many, and so the time was just too short for us to be able to deal with all of them. Of course, we also had some recommendations, which is that some of the topics, some interesting topics should be given. We should create a program, a special program for some of the topics, especially that on education, rather than bringing them into a conference like that with limited time, especially considering the fact that it was a visual conference. There were other assignments as well. I will try to summarize them. One of which is that we gave advice on the terms and conditions for the farm in Zambia. We know the work Luamba has been doing. We gave a legal advice also on the terms and conditions that was to be signed by Luamba and Upam, which is an organization that he works with, of course, which we know. And then also we suggested the reduction of the price for the rent. Myself, I personally spoke with the chairman for the reduction of the rent, and it was indeed a great success, because when the chairman proposed to Luamba also was reasonable enough to reduce the amount for the rent, and I feel that was also a plus, and it shows that Luamba is really a person who has Upam at heart. And then we suggested also the preparation of a formal agreement, because at that time when the agreement was done, the terms and condition was drafted. I think myself, I was quite busy, so I could not be able to do a formal agreement for him. Then there was a delay, but thank God for the chairman coming in. He stepped in to see that that was covered up, but we promised doing a formal agreement, which up to date we're yet to do. And then also we gave advice for the signing of the Alibaba Cloud Agreement. We know about the Alibaba Cloud Agreement. The legal team was really in work to see to it that we look at the positive aspect of the agreement as well as the negative aspect, and then we give an advice to the organization, and it was based on the advice given to Upam that Upam went ahead to sign the agreement. And then, of course, lastly, we prepared what we call the zero tolerance policy agreement as well. Initially, it's not really an agreement, it's a policy per se, but based on the advice given by the legal team, the chairman agreed with us to make it have a kind of conventional, look, so that people who subscribe to the policy will really have this understanding that it is not just a walk away something, but something that is really, really very legal and deep in the sense of its legality. And then we have general challenges, which I listed here. One of the challenges is that there are lack of lawyers in the Upam. Shit.
Are you okay?
Yes, can you hear me, please?
All right, we can hear you now.
Okay. I thought I was off before, so I don't know. Yeah, so I was talking about the general challenges that we had. I tried to mention some of them. I hope you can hear me, please, so that I can go on.
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the challenges we had is that, or we still have currently, is the lack of lawyers in Upam. I've mentioned this before, I think. Okay, no, not necessarily, but I mentioned it in my report. The number of lawyers in Upam, we are not much, we are not many rather. And so because of that, we have the challenges of having one or two persons just, handling certain activities, maybe in terms of drafting, giving legal advice and so on. But if we have a couple of at least up to 5, 6, 8 lawyers in Upam, it will help to, bring about the cause of division of labor. And so it's not everything that the global secretary is expected to do. Some things you could just delegate it to some of the lawyers out there, because they are experts, they will have idea and they can be able to handle those things. And then at the end of the day, we'll come to a conclusion on the best way forward. And so that was also the lack of lawyers, lawyers in Newport has also led to slowness in some of the engagements that we have. And so there is need for us to have this sorted out. And then there are some recommendations that were made. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, so finally, we have made some recommendations. The legal team is planning to bring in some lawyers so that we can be able to, have a very strong team for a legal department to be able to handle these challenges that we're talking about. So that plan is up. Last week, I was in Abuja for a continental symposium that was organized by the Pan-African Lawyers Union. And I had the opportunity of speaking with some lawyers in Africa, from other parts of Africa, like East Africa, South Africa, other parts of Africa in general. And I told them about Upam, and I think they are really willing to be part of the system. In fact, today I had the opportunity of also speaking with an African American based in the US, and I also told her about Upam, and she's willing. She said I should send her the necessary information. And so all of those arrangements are done. Hopefully by next year, I'll be able to bring all of these lawyers, they don't need to be much. At least if we have like 5, 6, 7, it's okay. So I'll bring all of them together, introduce them to Upam so that we can have, I don't know if I'll call it, whatever name we need to call it, but fine, we just have to have this very strong team. So that's part of the things that we're planning. And then also, we also intend partnering with organizations as well, lawyers organizations like PALU itself. There's need for Upam lawyers to also partner with PALU and other African-based unions, organizations, so that when it comes to legal issues, especially with respect to the implementation of the decision of African International Court, Upam can be able to play a very strong role to see into the achievement, this very achievement. And then again, we want to also see to the introduction of a legal course in the Pan-African school. The Pan-African school that is established by Upam. I think if you look at it very well, it's very obvious that there's really no legal cause, from the African perspective, in that school. So we want to work towards this, one of the plans. So in other words, talking about the recommendations, I'm also looking at the plans for the year 2022. This is one of the plans by the legal department. The legal department is looking at the situation where we can have a cause, an African cause, or a cause that we will dealing with African-related legal systems, so that we can have that in the Pan-African school and then create a platform for people to also be educated on certain things on the law. And then I think, we also intend organizing a program of selected speakers on the legal topic bordering on Pan-Africanism. And then lastly, create an Upam law students group. I think that's the end of it. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Priscilla, you're here. If you're speaking, on mute. All right, maybe, I don't know. Okay. All right, she's taking a quick break right there. I know we are running out of time, but again, let's try to make it very short. So I'll hand over to Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin with the Business and Innovation team. So you want to give your report real quick?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the key objectives of the Business, Enterprise and Innovation Department is about formulating strategies or ideas that will generate revenue for Upam. As you know, we are not a profit-making organization, but we also need money to run most of our activities. So the thinking behind coming up with the business department was to collectively think about how we can come up with ideas or even activities that will lead to us getting some money. And my department tends to have some overlap with other departments, like agribusiness, for instance. And I'm glad to say that through the help of Mr. Luamba, the chicken project, which basically falls under agribusiness, is up and running. And I believe that is going to generate some, besides of course providing food security to the people that it's targeting, like what he has mentioned there, it is also generating some important income for the people who are basically marginalized. Something else that we have also been exploring under the department is about generating power through solar. As you know, only 47% of African inhabitants have access to electricity, which is way below to the global access of about 87%. I think this is ionic because we have the sun year round, 365 days, yet we do not have electricity in over 700 million people. So our role is to seek for partners across the globe who can set up solar projects, no matter how small they are. If you help 10, 20 a trade center get access to electricity, then you'll have gotten people into the enjoying electricity, which is very, very crucial. And I'm glad to say that that is ongoing. Okay, we'll be exploring that further next year. We've also thinking about, not rather thinking about improving fiber connectivity so that communication will be cheaper. Digital economy, as you know, is quite important. And so far, according to statistics, only 22% of Africans have access to the internet, meaning that there's a very large potential for growth. This is one area that we can attract investors from across the globe. Of course, preferably, there would be investors with an African descent, so that whatever they generate here can be left here to be enjoyed by we Africans. Of course, the other countries that are doing much better than Kenya, internet penetration is in the region of 85%, Libya 84%, Nigeria over 70%. But on average, we are talking about 22%, which is quite dismal. So my department, of course, in collaboration with the Department of Infrastructure, and I'm looking forward to us coordinating much better, is to bring investors or look for people who can actually have this improved, so that internet will be speedy, the quality will be okay, and take up will be, of course, much improved. I'm glad to say that over the year, through the technical expertise of Marshall Nduemi, we came up with an e-commerce platform that seeks to exclusively deal with goods made in Africa. In other words, we want to promote trade among our Africans, brothers and sisters. We're placing goods that are exclusively manufactured in Africa. So that is to mean that anything that is manufactured off the shores of Africa will not qualify for this, unless of course we can entice maybe Chinese manufacturers to come up, set up industries here, so that our young men and women can get jobs. That's when they would actually qualify. So I'm looking forward to when maybe we can begin a pilot, so that this can be up and running in the course of next year. That is e-commerce website, e-commerce platform. Something else also is about, we're also very much involved in coming up with the online school. My deputy, Mr. Stephen Chisati, coordinated quite well with Marshall and also with Alexis. And that is something that's going to be ongoing. As you heard what Alexis said, in his department, they also plan to come up with an agribusiness school that will instill the kind of skills and knowledge that is required for us to address food insecurity and, of course, employment. So in a nutshell, that is what the department has been up to. We also seek to create some sort of relationship with the African Free Continental Secretariat in Accra. I don't know whether we have any representation from Ghana here, because this agreement is very, very crucial towards what we are doing. So I'm looking forward for us having active membership from Accra, Ghana, so that we can coordinate and exchange ideas on how this trade agreement can promote business across Africa. So that is about business. Mr. Chairman, also allow me, because I happen to be the interim head of the humanitarian department, to say something about this and why this was actually thought about. It's because most of the humanitarian organizations that we have here are mostly reactionary. They wait for a disaster to happen, come with their sacks of cereals or whatever, and once that disaster is addressed partially, they leave. It's more or less profit generating. It's not a charity as such. So we are looking at changing the face of humanitarian activities. We may not have the capacity right now, but the will is there. So it's about changing mindsets so that we are not looked as people who are always out there receiving aid. We can actually assist ourselves. So so far in the humanitarian department, I don't think I've got someone else who's assisting me in this. Perhaps come January, Mr. Chairman, you may want to identify somebody who's going to head this. Of course, we'll be working together. So for the sake of time, let me stop there and wish everyone else happy holidays. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and the moderator.
Thank you very much for your report, sir. We appreciate your time and your effort, and thank you for coming back. We have skipped you for some reason, but we thank you for making it back. All right, we have just a couple more. I see the Department of Immigration, Asaf.
Humble greetings, everyone. I'm Asaf Nyenyezi, for those who are new here, and I'm the Middle East coordinator of the United Pan-Africanist Movement. I would like to be brief in my report because it's from my head, it's not written down. It's not because I haven't achieved a lot in this year, because I'm not able to access the written report. So since the year began, I have been able to gather some members from, I would say, the Gulf region who are, interested in our activities. It is not easy job because over here we are much worried about the job, the next meal. So these challenges makes people not connected. But we are trying to see how we can overcome this. So far, we have one member registered, officially registered, who is a member of Upam, and other members that are existing are not officially registered, but who are so much interested in the Upam activities and objectives. So that's where we are from this side, and overcome the challenge of being disunited in this area. I'm working with a great African gentleman. Many of you may know him, the founder and the president of Coalition of Supporters Union of Africa, Advocate Safo. I don't know how to pronounce this African name, Safo Abdebese. I think that's the name. Those who are from Ghana, you may know this gentleman, and if you don't know him, you can just type the names on YouTube, Google. You'll just bring that gentleman. He's a prominent Pan-Africanist who's trying to unite Africans through sports, and he's now carrying out. He's running. Sorry. So he's now sorry for interruptions over here. He's trying to unite Africans through sports, and now as we speak, he wants to support over 500 Africans in the coming World Cup. This will happen if the members, the member state, he will only choose from the member state who are registered with his organization. But on the side of UPAM, we're on the right path. He will be coming over here anytime from now, that is Dubai, to see how we can, collaborate and unite people in this region, entire region of Middle East, and have one voice. Because what we are lacking here, or the purpose of us being here or having a chapter over here, is because we lack a voice. And we find many of our colleagues, our sisters and brothers, suffering from many things, and yet we have the so-called government representatives in the name of embassies. So we want to be the voice of of those who are voiceless. That's the main reason we are establishing or we are expanding the roots of UPAM, the Middle East region. So this gentleman, together with UPAM, we hope to collaborate and see how we can create a strong voice for everyone in the region of the Middle East. And that's how we may, overcome the other challenges I mentioned earlier of being disconnected by being worried on what we have to eat next, the job, and sometimes the schedules. But when we approach those challenges through sports, it may be easier to win the hearts and the minds of many young men and women who are here to join and be part of UPAM. By joining, we'll be directing them production, after uniting all these young men and women, we must, our objective is to unite them, gather resources from ourselves so that we can start income generating projects outside the region in the country. So that's the objective of us being here. Objective number one is to create a strong voice for the voiceless. Objective number two is to see how we can be productive. Productive to our country, because all here we are working, but you may find that we have that challenge of not being, productive back home. So we want to unite these young men and women, see how we can be productive, not only for ourselves, but the entire African continent. So that is my brief report, and I would like to end here. Maybe if you have any question, you can type it down. I will be able to answer you through the the text. But I think I would like to request the executive board to to visit the website of this coalition of supporters of Africa Union. You can go check and see the activities, you see their objectives, then maybe we can move ahead. We can look, we can find common ground on how we can work with this organization. But as we speak, I'm already in touch with the gentleman, the founder and the president, and he has promised me to come this month in Dubai, where he will be opening his office to run his activities, where he hopes to support over 500 Africans who will be supporters of any African country that will be qualified for Africa, for World Cup, sorry. So those are the few words for me. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Anyanyazi. Good work there. We look forward to implementing some of the strategies laid out. And we want to thank you for taking that position and integration, and for the good work you do. Last but not the least, Dr. Titus has to come back in the Conflicts and Resolution and Unity Department. Dr. Titus, please, if you want to give your brief report as we getting ready to round up.
I think he got called in as well, so he will forward that report. We'll also have them all on our website, so we can get the report there on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. If you can give me just 1 minute. Dr. Titus sent me his report. He said for some reasons he had to leave. He's he's on transit, a journey taking 1 hour, and for security issues he had to leave. But if you can look at the chat, I've posted the report for Peace and Conflict Resolution Department, and the summary in just a minute's time. The year 2021, the press statement by the chairman urging peace and dialogue to the conflict in Africa. So there was that statement. Then letters were done to some African heads of states urging for peace, dialogue on the ongoing conflicts. Then online conversations on the implications of conflicts in Africa. Then number 4, supporting development of documents for the registration of Upam humanitarian unit, which Martin spoke of. The plan for 2022 is to continue with development of strategic plan for the humanitarian units and carry out interventions planned for the year 2022. So that was briefly what he sent me. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Alexis. I want to appreciate Dr. Titus for doing that. I think that it's it, but I remember Mr. Hussein wanted to say something about the support of the various departments. Mr. Hussein, if you're here, can you briefly tell us about the support? Mr. Hussein? We might have lost him.
No, I'm here. I just was muted, and I come back to the screen of the meeting, but I was here anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So as we see, we have an issue, financial issue with branches, which is spreaded all over Africa. So I have an idea. It might be okay from the branches which have sources for income. We can make like a box which we have some saving moving just for the financial issue, because I know some countries are requiring a stable account or a stable money in account for the branches to be in like a deposit in banks. So I think maybe we can try to make something together for just support the branches to be open. Sources for the branches should be considered. We have to inform the branches that they can get the money from the membership, like any organization, and also the activities they can do, whatever it is, or the possibility in their hands to do like sport, like training, like even courses, things they can act as a, and they are allowed legally by the law for the NGOs to act in these activities, and this can provide them some resources. Also, I'm still repeating again that we need to officialize the branch in Egypt. We need a TV channel. So I don't know when African will start to launch the African satellite. So something maybe we have to mention for the African countries, and maybe it would solve our internet problem. Also in here in Egypt, we the team I have here, which I still also need to legalize them and give them the permit or the authority to from Upam to talk in Upam name with authorities. We want to launch some cooperation between Upam and Egyptian government. Also universities, the agriculture laboratories, and the different fields of industry. If any representative or in any country, they need to join some cooperation, most welcome. If we in Upam would like to launch something in cooperation with the government, so we are ready here to do something like that.
Can we, Mr. Hussein, can we try to put that in together so we can discuss that later on? As that's an internal discussion that we need to have. For the sake of time, we need to finish up what we have on the agenda right now. So just put that together so we can discuss that more later on. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right,
okay.
Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hussein, and thank you, Mr. Chair. We had Honorable still waiting to give us some words on disability in education. Mr. Chair, is he still available?
I don't think we still have Mr. Esa. Do we still have His Excellency Dr. Francis?
No.
I don't
We
think we
lost him. We lost him.
Yes, yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. We've lost, I think, almost about 11 people. Again, I don't blame them because of time. So we can just finalize real quick.
Yeah, that was going to be the last person that we're going to talk to. So if we want to move to the next item on the agenda.
Itolo, you still there? Itolo? I mean, I can see you, but I don't know if you can hear us. But I think the last part of the agenda, yeah, what do we have next?
The next item on the agenda is appreciation and reward. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Saitilo.
Okay, thank you very much, Priscilla. Thank you, Dr. Priscilla. Thank you. Okay, the next on the agenda is appreciation and reward to Upam family.
All right, I think I'm just going to run through that real quick. I'm just going to show just two, and then we'll send out the appreciation later on. Because of time and other things, we weren't able to sign all certifications. So if I would share here real quick, I believe this is it. So this is you know, our trophy awarded to all the Upam heroes for this year, and I think we did have 16, 17 of them. So, and again, I want to appreciate every single one who have who really took, you know, went extreme miles to make sure that Upam succeeds. If you give me a quick minute here, let me bring out the names so I can call out real quick. And as we, I'll just call you the names so that I don't have to go through every single slide of these. So I'm just trying to pull up the names here. So for one second. All right. So I believe on this part, we do have Mr. Marshall, who won the prize. We got Mr. Luamba, Mr. Alexis, Mr. Levinus Clement, Miss Mutoni Wangi, Mr. Barrister A.B. Robert, Miss YB Priska, Miss Musego Manupelo. We have Mr. Chisati, Mr. Sandy. We also have Dr. Priscilla Songwen on the executive side. On the representative side, we have Miss Naomi Soela from Botswana. We have Mr. Kamara from Sierra Leone. We have Mr. Fustino from Malawi. Mrs. Rufaro from Zimbabwe, and Mr. Maurice from Democratic Republic of Congo. We have Mr. Clement McDonald from Jamaica, and Mr. Hussein Demadish from Egypt. So these are the people that won this prize, this trophy. I want to congratulate them for the hard work and just keep it up. We believe that we have much work to be done, and I know every single UPAM member, including all the executive and representative, they did an excellent job. We just, selected these, 17 people that went an extra mile to, put their personal stuff aside just for the sake of UPAM, to see that UPAM it's been achieved in their country or in a global form. So one way or the other, they did, did an extremely good job, in supporting UPAM's vision. And then we also have the certificates of appreciation, and this will also be distributed to the entire executive members and representatives. So we haven't issued this out yet because of other signatures that need to come in. So once I'm done signing them all, then the vice chairperson will sign them as well, and then that will be forwarded to you before the end of tomorrow. So we just want to appreciate all our members, executive members and representatives that put an a wonderful job to see that UPAM is achieved just for a year and a half or year and 8 months that we've been in existence right now. We've done magnificent jobs. We've really strive, to a very high level. I can say that our speed is like 200%. So and I believe that in the year 2022 we'll be able to reach 500% speed in our velocity. So again, thank you very much for all of these. I can go ahead and also run down real quick, but for the sake of time, again, I know all their names already in that in the agenda. So again, the others that don't have their names on here, all the executive members. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through that right now, but I will issue that to all executive members. So I just want to say that we really appreciate it. We thank you all so much for a great job done, and keep it up. And we know that we do more in 2022. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and congratulations to all those that have gotten the award. We are really expecting more from you. Thank you very much. Now, at this point in time, we are going to move over to the next point of the agenda, the mental picture of our desired future, so Vision 2022. And I also call on the chairman to take us on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, again, I'll just take about 2 minutes for this real quick, just to run down. I know a lot of the executive must have said most of these things, but I'm just going to run through real quick. Before we do that, I want to again thank Ms. Kelly and Dr. Rashid for staying here up to this time. It's been wonderful. I just see your patience with us, especially we get into about 4 hours here. I didn't expect this to be this long. So I just want to thank you for bearing with us and staying with us up to the end. So, and I can assure you that we're almost, we're done, not that we're almost done. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm sure we'll be wrapping up here real quick. For our vision real quick for 2022, we also expect that we'll be accomplish this vision together, with all our partners. And I believe that you as a partner, you'll be able to help us to achieve these goals. Pretty much vision for 2022, if you can see my screen, correct?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So one of the most difficult things with the continent right now is conflict resolution. So we know we have all these internal wars going across the continent. So our main goal, our first, thing we want to do next year is to make sure that we can promote that, stability, peace, and security among the African nations. And so we have to also leverage our partners to be able to help us to achieve those goals, because we cannot succeed if we keep having these internal wars. And this also, we have coup d'etats and all that happening within the continent. So our main, one of our goals for 2022 is to promote conflict resolutions among the African nations. The next thing will be the education, as Mr. Alexis mentioned, that integrating schools through the Upam club, and also helping them to strive in sports activities and also other talents, competitions that we want to make sure that different schools, universities, high schools, and colleges can be able to leverage the opportunity to work across the continent, so that we can be one continent through schools as well. That we're not going to be having Kenya or Zimbabwe or Zambia or Nigeria or South Africa doing their own thing, but we want to make sure that we can be able to bring all the schools together and working together, and of course not just only working together, but also have competitions, African competitions in different areas, academic competitions, sports competitions, and all that. And when he talked about again the university games coming up next year, we want to see that African schools, universities participate in these games, where you can see also talented ones that are talented in sports. They can be able to further their career through sports. Again, I talked about the African club, the Pan-African schools. Again, the Swahili, want to encourage everybody that Swahili is a selected language for Africa. So learning that language will help us to communicate and integrate easily without any problem. African history is also very important, so that we want to know what happened to us before colonization, before slavery. So it's better that we know. So we'll be having a syllable coming up next month, begin next month, the month of May, I believe. That we'll be looking into Africa in the 14th and 15th centuries. Again, that will be coming up. You can register again on the Pan-African schools for you to enroll in that class. It will be compulsory for everybody. It's free, so you can you don't have to be charged. We talked about, Alexis mentioned about the Pan-African schools and the structure. And we do have a blueprint on how the school gonna look like. So it's a picture of it, and we're working into hopefully next up getting money together to start with the building the school as we move ahead the next in 2022. The next item here, again, the climate change. We talked about the green energy, solar panel manufacturing in Africa. This will help us in many ways to reduce fossil fuel consumption within the continent, and of course also to increase green energy. So we'll be looking into green energy a lot next year, and also we can start also with the solar panel manufacturing within the continent. We don't want to buy them from Europe, or we don't want to buy them from America or China. We want to manufacture our own so that we can provide jobs, within the continent. We know our main goal, also to leverage, opportunities in creating, economic sustainability, and of course this will boost the economy in many different ways, in the power sector and the manufacturing sector as well, in businesses and agriculture, and also increase, communication within the continent. We talked about the fiber internet that Mr. Martin mentioned in his department. We'll be looking into that as well, where we can connect our Africa together using fiber network system. Again, these are our pictures of solar panels and the blueprints as we did design it. So I'll be looking into when we start the manufacturing. Again, everything is on that pipeline. We're working on budgeting right now, so we're looking on business partners and all that stuff. The next one will be agriculture. We have food insecurity right now in Africa, and we have the most fertile soil, within the continent, within the world. And so we have to leverage that to help train our people and our farmers, individuals, to invest in agriculture and of course in agribusiness. We shouldn't look that the agribusiness should only be in one-sided, like it's a way of life. No, it's a business that people can leverage in order for them to become wealth. And a lot of people are very rich in the United States. The richest wealth in the United States came from agricultural sector. So if we don't know that, so and then we have the poultry that Mr. Luamba did mention that we currently have in the Maebe refugee settlement in Zambia. We plan to expand that in the entire continent in Africa. So that was just a test in that project. That was the first one. So we're looking into creating more of those in other parts in the countries that are interested in that project to help support food and of course also reduce poverty level in our local communities within the continent in Africa. Again, these are all samples of Upam farms. Just want to show you the pictures real quick. And of course, I'll go down here, and I know Mr. Luaba did a little video, but this is a chick in the Zambia as well. This is where I think this is a current stage, and this is where they came in when they were still babies, And so and now this is what they look like in just a couple of weeks. So I'm happy that the project is going out very well and is helping the community down there with food and of course reducing poverty as the local communities used to make help themselves make money. I want to talk about the global conference. Again, I mentioned a little bit about it. The global conference is a very big thing for us as we set the path for African people as we move forward. So this conference we started planning already, and unfortunately we didn't have enough time for the planning team to give us an update on how that is. But again, we will be getting a lot of updates as we come back in January. Next year, the last Sunday of January, that will be when we resume. We'll be looking into strategic plan on how they have been working, but also we're going to be putting a lot of information on our website, also on WNN, on our Facebook, about the progress of this conference as we move forward. Currently, we're still between Rwanda and also Egypt. So these are two countries that are currently we're still debating on which one will be the hosting country of our global conference. And we also look into having around 5 million people within the country, in the conference. So, and I know our partners will be working hand in hand with you all and friends. Also, as we also work in bringing more people on board and more partners on board, we hope that we will be able to achieve this 5 million people as we anticipate to bring them in one country to discuss ways forward for Africa. In other than that, I think, I'm sorry I took more than 2 minutes, but that's all about our vision for 2022. But we have more broad coming in as we're still working on different areas to achieve some other things. So all right, that, thank you very much. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the vision. What a powerful one there. Now, without wasting much of our time, at this point, we'll call on the Upam Vice Chair Lady to give us the closing remark. I want to appreciate everyone in the house. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. And we pray God will bless you all. Thank you very much. Vice Chair Lady, over to you.
Still, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let's play our favorite song again. Okay.
All right. It looks like
okay.
Maybe.
Hi, sorry, I'm here. I wasn't patient. Sorry.
Okay.
Hi, Ben. Everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Well, as a close-up, sorry for the mess. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for being so patient in the last 4 hours. Once again, thank you, everyone, for the support even throughout the year. And it's not been easy, but with no error, we don't learn, and there's no improvement going forward. So I would like to thank everybody for the strong effort, and this is just a stepping stone. So by next year, we'll be improving and we'll be better than this year, not just in results, but also in action. And since this is just the planning stage, next year is going to be action stage. So thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor Lady. So, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Hoping to see you guys 2022. I'm hoping to have a very wonderful celebration time and New Year time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everyone. Have a very wonderful day.
Thanks, everybody. Great work, everybody. And again, thank you all again, our partners. And Merry Christmas to you all. To those who celebrate Christmas, and Happy New Year's to all those who will be celebrating a New Year. I know we don't have all the Chinese also celebrate New Year as a guy different, but I know everybody will celebrate New Year. So again, it's a pleasure working with you all, and we'll be seeing you next year. I'll be reaching out to you all before the new year starts. So thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Asante sana. Good job, moderator.
Go ahead.